yes, I see. Well, we can come over immediately if you like. Yeah, how about 11 o'clock? Yeah, all right, good. See you then. Bye.
Did Hogan say what this barrister thinks our chances are?
Soon find out. Don't look like that. We're going to win.
No, all quiet. He's been out for the paper and that's about it.
All right, well, let me know immediately anything happens. Right, cheers. Annie!
Hi.
How's it going?
I think you should get a good turnout.
Well, it's tomorrow we really need them.
Don't worry, I'm working on it. Excuse me. Hello?
Johnny, hi. Yeah, 1 o'clock should be fine. I'll just have to check my diary and make sure. I'll get back to you, Johnny. Bye.
Look at this, look. I mean, we've got to keep the pressure up right until the meeting. Otherwise, this hostel could still happen.
I don't know, Ian. You see, Laura's still not well.
Pat, all I'm asking for is one final push. We're up against a real threat here.
Okay.
Look, try and get everyone who signs it to come along to the town hall tomorrow morning, OK?
Yeah, will do.
Cheers.
I'm just going to take the dog out.
What are you saying?
Just going to take Frida around.
Oh, yeah.
Is there anything I can get you?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I'll do anything.
I'll see you later then.
Are you bunking off?
No, petrifying.
What's he doing here? I don't know, mate. I intend to find out. Why aren't you in school today? Oh, I see. So it's just for today then, is it?
Drug dealers, rapists, all sorts.
Wife beaters?
Yeah, probably. Has he signed?
Why don't you ask him? Go and ask him.
Morning.
No point in asking you, is there?
Mum! I was just coming to see you. I can't count on your support, can't I?
Aren't you forgetting something? The court hearing? Shouldn't you be worrying more about that than about this hostel business?
I've got all that under control.
Have you? Are you sure? Because if I was you, I wouldn't be wasting my energy on this. I'd be watching my back in case Cindy was one step ahead of me.
Do you want this job or don't you?
Nick, please, will you just let him finish, eh?
I can't represent her on a not guilty plea when she has told me herself she's guilty.
Please, I'll go to jail.
I still maintain that you should change your plea to one of guilty.
You're kidding.
And I'd argue that you had mitigating circumstances.
Which I did.
And then what?
Well, assuming a sympathetic hearing.
I said, and then what? What happens to her?
Well, we can hope for the lowest possible sentence.
No, I'm paying you so she doesn't get any kind of sentence.
But I'm sorry. I'm simply not happy with
Oh, you're not happy. Which means that you won't do a good job.
Nick,
so,
for heaven's
so
sake.
I don't want you handling this case.
What?
You heard you're fired.
What's going to happen when he finds out George ain't involved? Why do you think we're trying to flank him?
Johnny's got something he wants to sell. We want to buy it. That's the bottom line.
Oh, I hope you're right. Because he ain't the sort of geezer you want to cross, is he?
We're not crossing him. We just want to do business with him.
I'm doing it! Cheers, mate.
I just don't know what you could be thinking of, foisting people like that on us.
Look, take one of these. Explain what the hostel's all about.
I don't need one of them to know that you're trying to dump undesirables no one else wants on Walford.
Look, it's about helping people. You want to do that, don't you?
Oh, we can take his low-life scum and stick him out on that prison ship down at Portland Bill for all I care, or better still, chuck them all overboard.
See what you're driven people to? You're wasting your time with those leaflets, that's what they really think.
Some people.
Yeah, the ones that have got me to fight for them. And I tend to win my fights.
Why'd you have to go and sack him? What am I going to do now?
When I hire a barrister, I expect to get what I paid for.
There is the question of professional ethics.
I paid him to do a job. If I wanted a priest, I'd go to church.
Will you just shut up? I could go to prison, and all you can do is sack the one person that might be able to help me.
You can get another barrister. You can find someone else, can't you?
I expect so.
Good. Then do it. Come on, Cindy, let's go.
Mary, don't forget, don't let the kids out of your sight, not even for a second.
I know.
And be careful if anyone you don't know starts talking to you.
Yeah, okay.
You're not taking this seriously, are you?
Well, nothing's likely to happen, really, is it?
I'm joking. Where Cindy's concerned, anything could happen.
He'll find us someone better, I'm sure he will.
Oh, yeah, and what if he doesn't?
Will you stop looking for trouble?
Everything's going to work out the way we want.
Oh, it's all right for you to say that. You're not the one who's going down, are you?
When have they ever sent a woman to prison for something like that?
Oh, so you're the legal expert now, are you?
No, all I'm trying to say
It's
is
rubbish. If you were capable of keeping your big mouth shut occasionally, I'd still have a barrister. We wouldn't be in this mess.
Ian, Roz, they're back, and they don't look too happy. At each other's throats, if you ask me. Maybe the meeting didn't go too well.
If we still had a brief, we might be able to do something about that.
She's still there.
Of course she is. This is Ian's style. He never gives up. She's just sitting there watching everything we do and reporting back to him.
Yeah, well, not for much longer, she's not.
Yeah? And how are you going to shift her?
When you get the children back is
Oh,
what I
don't
meant.
say that.
Why not?
Because it's bad luck. There's too many things that could still go wrong.
You keep thinking like that, you'll make things go wrong.
So it's all my fault now, is it?
No, I didn't say that. Oh, come on, Cindy. Please, let's not fall out. I know you're going through hell, but... What now? Hello? Yeah, speaking. What? No, I definitely did not. Yes, of course, I'm sure. Yeah. All right, well, thanks for letting me know. Yep. This has just gone too far.
Nick, what's going on? Where are you going?
I'm not sure. All I know is... Uh-oh. Ian, I've got to go.
Roz! Roz, are you there? Roz, answer me.
Oh, yeah, you busy? What's happened?
What the hell do you think you're doing?
I want you out of here.
Excuse me, I can park my car wherever I like.
I'm sick of you watching us. I've just had a phone call from my bank. Now, you can tell, Mr. Beale, banks don't give out information on their clients' accounts quite so easily.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Phoning up and pretending to be from another branch, that is fraud. Now, I'm going to walk back and look round. And when I do, I don't want to see you here anymore. Do you understand? Come on. I said, get out of here.
Oh, Ian, can I call you back?
Now do you see what he's like? You see the lengths he'll go to?
He's an idiot.
Who are you ringing?
A mutual friend, Mr. Beale.
Nick, don't. You don't know what he's like.
That's exactly what I intend to find out. Engaged. I'll try again in a minute.
Yeah, I see your problem, Roz. No, I'll call it a day. Well, there's no point taking unnecessary risks. We know we've got to him. Yeah, check out the barrister to see what you can learn by all means, but be careful. Yeah, bye.
What's happening?
Hello? What?
What's going on?
I think it's time you and I met up properly. For a little chat.
Well, that's a novel suggestion. Yeah, you got me intrigued. Yeah, okay then. Evening, yeah? Right, I'll see you then. Can't believe that's just happened.
Who was that?
Cindy's bloke.
What?
Wants to meet up for a chat. Should be interesting.
You've never agreed to it. You're crazy.
No, I'm winning.
I hope you know what you're doing.
I always know what I'm doing, don't I? I want to make you happy. You never will be happy until you get your children back, will you?
You could be walking into a trap. This is the woman that tried to have you killed. Have you forgotten?
Far from it. I remember every time I see her. You should have seen her and Mary the other day.
What happened?
I came home and she was sitting there having a laugh with Mary. Mary obviously thought she was wonderful.
Well, I don't suppose Mary knows the whole story. Or does she? Well, if you like, I'll talk to her.
No, I'd appreciate it. I mean, maybe you could do it when I'm meeting this Nick character.
Oh, Ian, don't go, please.
It's a challenge.
One you don't have
Mum,
to accept.
I am going, and that's all there is to it.
That's the pizza in the sky. Mama, just want to look at something.
You looking for anything special?
No, not really.
No, you are.
Oh, good God, no.
Still on for tonight?
Yeah, anything to get out of the house for a bit. I'm going a bit stir crazy.
Well, being banged up with Ian Beale could purgatory be worse. A lovely man, your daddy, and I mean that in all sincerity.
It's not nice.
Hiya. Enjoying your freedom, are you?
Hiya. Hi, Claire.
Claire's not talking to me because I won't let her have a dress that's got a neckline down to there and a hemline up to here. Something wrong?
Yes, I've just seen the state of the hall. It's flooded out and the stage has collapsed.
Will I be able to fix it?
Not in time for us to do our play, no.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well,
Look, can I get you a cup of tea or something?
yeah, why not?
Claire.
So, who is this Phil Mitchell?
He's solid, trust me.
Can I get back to you on that one?
Don't think I'll try and cross you, do you?
No, I wouldn't have thought you'd be that silly.
Here he is now. Johnny, this is Phil Mitchell.
Pleased to meet you.
Well then, shall we get down to business?
It just won't do, will it? You know, I couldn't sleep easy if I thought that lot were just a stone's throw away. Could you?
Still here then?
I do live here.
How's it been?
Fine, why?
You know why. Grant.
Yeah, well, he's been lovely to me.
Yeah, he would do, wouldn't he? You could have had him done for assault, you know.
Yeah, well, we fell out. Things happen.
Made up again now, have you?
Yeah.
You want your head examined?
Yeah, well, maybe I just overreacted.
Yeah, probably. I'll remember that if he ever kills you. I'll go to the morgue and say to the coroner, don't worry, she just overreacted a lot.
Oh, no, you're just being stupid.
If anyone's being stupid, it ain't me. Don't come crying to me next time.
No, I won't. And anyway, there ain't gonna be a next time.
Yeah? That's where you're wrong. Anyway, find out for yourself. I've had it up to here we used to.
Oh, that's why you drink.
My sister and Brain instead.
What's happening with you and Bianca?
Nothing, why?
Don't give me that.
But why don't you just leave me alone?
You all right, Simon?
I'm all right, yeah.
So am I. What about you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
So there you are, we're all right. That's good, isn't it? Why didn't you get Simon a drink, Tiff? That is what he came in for, wasn't it?
I'm not sure I want to do this unless George is here in person.
I'm here, aren't I? If Phil wasn't okay with Dad, he wouldn't be here.
How about this? He screws up, you both pay.
Okay by me?
Now remember you said that. You're in. Oh, and one other thing. You do know the score.
I think so, yeah.
Some people think protection is a doddle, but they forget that once in a while you have to protect people, know what I mean?
Of course.
It's not just about turning up every Friday and picking up the dosh. There's a bit of quid pro quo involved on occasions.
It's understood.
Well then,
The amount still stands?
8 grand. Okay, so make me an offer.
6.
Do I look like a big issue seller?
6.5.
Look, let's not waste one another's time. 7.75 and it's the best I can do.
Call it 7.
I call that taking liberties. Okay, I'll take pity on you. 7.5 because I've got to be somewhere else at 2 o'clock. Now don't bother, that's my final concession. Because of who you are, any more messing about, I might just start to get the needle.
Okay. 7.5 it is.
Want to pay me now? Well, you got till Thursday. Well, pleasure doing business with you both. Sorry I missed George. Tell him I was asking for him.
We'll show you out.
Nice, eh?
Pressing.
Think people have better things to do.
No, that's exactly it, son. They don't. What you've got is an oppressed population whose only remaining values are how much money have you got.
How you doing?
So you end up with people who's almost nothing, turning on people with even less. Oh, hello.
Hiya.
What do you think of this lot?
Well, look, I can see you're busy.
No, not at all.
Well, I've got to have a word with Mary anyway.
Yeah, okay. Did I put my foot in it?
I forgot it's her son who's organising the protest.
These clients are yours. When do we get to meet them?
All in good time.
Look, if you're going into business, you want to know who you're dealing with, don't you?
As I said, all in good time. Trust me.
Don't you understand what I'm saying? She tried to have him killed.
Are you sure? I mean, Ian just didn't sort of misunderstand.
Yeah, probably that's what it was. Ian just misunderstood getting gunned down in the street.
What?
Mary, it was touch and go. He nearly died.
And you're telling me that Cindy...
Yes, hired a hitman.
But she seems so nice.
Well, she's not.
I mean, I knew about the David fella, but these things happen.
Yeah, that and all the time when Cindy's around. Did Ian tell you that she'd already done it once before? That she'd gone off with Simon, David's brother? Well, Stephen's his child.
You're wrecking my head.
Well, none of it's exactly done a lot for Ian's mental state, I can tell you. And when he comes home and finds you sitting in the kitchen with Cindy, laughing and joking like your best of
But
mates...
Kathy, how was I supposed to know?
Yeah, I know.
He should have told me.
Yes, he should have. Listen, when Cindy was here, what did you talk about?
This and that.
Ian?
A bit.
And what did she say about him?
Just that he can be difficult. And he can be, you know.
Yeah, well, try to bear in mind what he's had to put up with.
Yeah, well, God, poor Ian. I'll have to be extra kind to him now, I know that.
Right, I was just on my way out.
You not stop me for a cuppa?
No, I've got things to do. I'll catch you later.
Something wrong?
No, nothing.
Good. Oh, Mary, about tonight.
Yeah, I'm going out about 6.
Sorry, you're not.
But you said...
Yeah, well, forget what I said. I've got a meeting, and the kids can stay up late and watch a video.
Yeah, but I've made plans.
Well, you'll have to unmake them.
So, what was all that about in the Vic?
What was all that about?
You and Tiffany?
Nothing. Better ask yourself.
Yeah, well, I did, but she won't tell me.
Yeah, well, maybe she will one day.
Well, can't you tell me?
Well, she's got to tell you. Ain't up to me.
You really ought to register your protest.
Well, why don't you do it for me, eh? I want to word with you.
I'm busy.
I just said I wanted to word with you.
Ian, I think we might as well begin.
Evening. Glad to see so many of you here tonight, especially on a cold night like this. I'm Ian Bill, Chair and founding member of the Residents Association. Now, the reason this meeting's been called tonight is to make sure you all know about the big day tomorrow when we present our case in the town hall. And we let the council know what we think about having the dregs of the earth dumped in our backyard.
You must be out of your mind. You know, at once I'm getting my life sorted out. And what do you do, eh? Just rubbish the whole idea. You know what I think?
What?
I think you're jealous. I think you don't want to see me get on.
No, I just want to see you lose Ben, because you will if Kathy finds out. And you can forget any chance you've got of getting back with her.
And who's going to tell her, you?
Don't tell me.
Now, one thing I never had you down for, brother, and that was a grass. Now, you do that, and me and you are finished. You got that?
Murderers, thugs, drug dealers. Do we want that sort of person in our community? I say we do not. In the last 15 years, crime in this borough has risen by 40%. Violent crimes, burglaries, muggings, crimes in which little children are the victims. Walford doesn't need to import criminals. We want to get rid of the ones that are already here. We want streets that are safe to walk down. I wonder how many people here tonight have been the victim of some form of crime. No, don't just nod your heads. Let's have a show of hands. Put your hand up if you've suffered at the hands of some thug. Well, come on, let's see ya. We're all in this together. Everyone who's been mugged. Everyone who's been burgled. Everyone who's been threatened or assaulted. Everyone who's been raped. Everyone who has been a victim of some form of crime.
Looks like I've been stood up then.
What?
Forget it.
You been stood up?
Not really, wasn't a date as such, just Mary.
Oh, right, Mary.
Might as well just keep drinking.
You been okay?
Yeah, she's been really quiet.
Yeah, we're all down the community centre, aren't they?
Baying for the vicar's blood.
Why not?
I'm sure it does them all good to get out of the house.
I'll have a pump. You got a minute, Tiff?
All right.
Yeah, I'm all right. What about you? You going to tell me what's going on with you and Bianca?
Look, I'm going to have to nip out again in a bit. Tracy's okay that you will stay on. You reckon you can cope?
Yeah, I can cope.
Well, I've got to hand it to you.
To get back to what I was saying, you and Bianca?
Why don't you just shut up? Do you know what? I think you've got the right idea. Do you want one on the ass?
We're not talking about maniacs. We're not talking about what the tabloids call monsters.
Oh, no, not much we ain't.
We're talking about helping people. Most of them have had a bad start in life.
Excuse me. Many of these people are straight out of prison, aren't they?
Well, yeah, some of them are petty offenders.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, define petty offender. What do you term petty crime?
Well, shoplifting, driving away possession of drugs. We as a community have a duty to help them.
But what about the victims?
The victims themselves. Imagine this. Please, just listen a minute. Please. A while ago, Ian Bill asked who'd been a victim of crime. Well, I'd like to turn that on its head. How many people sitting here tonight have committed a crime? Because since I've been round here, I've been struck by casually some of my congregation take their police records.
Coming in here and calling us criminals.
I didn't.
Don't you call us perverts?
I didn't. What I'm trying to say was...
2 minutes.
Please, just listen a minute.
I tell you, I would never go to church again.
Do you believe in the Bible?
give him some bogus figures or something?
I just did.
And?
He's authorising payment of £3.5 grand.
So you're all right then?
Sorry.
Those two are getting quite pally these days, aren't they?
Yeah, well, it's just business. They're not an item.
Oh, I don't look so annoyed. It'd be quite nice if Phil was seeing something.
I just said they're not an item.
Don't.
Look, I didn't mean to. I shouldn't have snapped. But look at me. Kiss a smile. Go on.
You've got collateral. You can get a loan. Or would you rather phone Johnny and tell him you've changed your mind?
I'll check out the bank.
I have no luck with women. I wonder why.
Because you hang about with Lenny all the time, that's why.
Is that it? I thought it was because I wasn't macho enough. You women, all you really want is some caveman who treats you like dirt and then thumps you if you complain.
I'm just going to go to the loo, all right?
Drink that up and go. You've had enough.
Mum? Brilliant. You were brilliant.
Yeah, I second that. You spoke ever so well. You wiped the floor with that vicar.
Yeah, he never knew what hit him, did he?
Right.
Didn't do too well, did I?
Well, you were outnumbered.
Sometimes people really depress me. They can be such bigots.
They're just scared, that's all.
Scared. Someone shouting aloud that's probably had police records as long as your arm.
Yeah, I know, but what can you do?
Wish I could answer that one. Anyway, how's life treating you?
Fine. Well, maybe not. I've
What?
I've asked Phil for a divorce. Do you reckon I'm doing the right thing?
You reckon you're asking the right person?
Well, I just wanted your opinion.
Professional opinion or my own personal one?
I don't know. Well, I better go.
Yeah. It's getting quite chilly.
Now I know what it's like to be part of a lynch mob.
What happened?
They wouldn't listen to him. They howled him down. It was ugly, violent.
Yeah, I hate that kind of thing.
I'm just going to get him over and see Kath, all right?
Well, that was brilliant, Tiffany. You should have been there.
Should I?
Yeah, see Ian demolish that blasted vicar.
Yeah, I just hope it goes well at the town hall tomorrow.
Tiffany, give Ian a drink whatever he wants on the house.
Oh, thanks, Peggy. I'll have a scotch, please.
I didn't hear you saying much at the meeting.
I went there to listen, not to talk. I went there to try and make my mind up, but
But
more confused than ever now.
Oh, thanks, Tiff.
well, here's to you, Ian, your continuing success.
To a brighter future for all of us. A future we all deserve.
Maybe I'm just getting what I deserve.
What?
I suppose I never loved him. I married him for security. Now he's going to get the kids and I'll probably end up going to jail.
I don't want you even thinking these thoughts.
Why? Because I made them come true.
Because we're going to win.
Your Ian seems to be on a roll right now. Mum was well impressed with him when I left the Vic just now.
Yeah, he spoke well.
But
I just wish he'd put his energy to better use. You know, the court case.
he's got that all sorted, hasn't
Yeah, except he's arranged to meet Cindy's bloke tomorrow night.
he? Is he mad?
Oh, you tell me. He won't listen. Could be walking into anything.
Well, how about if I go along with him, you know, like we did in Italy? Keep an eye on him just in case.
Would you?
I just said I would, didn't I? Have you told Phil? Would you want me to tell him? Only I like him to come along with me on occasions like this, you know. Like I said, just in case.
Yeah, okay then.
How'd it go tonight?
Not very well.
What, they all want to tar and feather the people from the hostel?
And me.
Yeah, bunch of lump and prole ignoramuses.
Well, that's nice, isn't it? Coming from the great champion of the oppressed masses.
Ignorance is all part of being oppressed, and that's the way your lot likes it.
My lot?
The church. Keep them believing in a bunch of dozy fairy tales. Keep them scared of the great all-seeing Wizard of Oz in the sky. Means they're easier to control. People are when they don't think for themselves, don't you find?
I don't know.
Why don't you phone the Archbishop and ask him what you're allowed to think, or even if you are allowed to think? She back with her old man, then?
Sorry?
The lovely Mrs. Mitchell.
What do you mean?
Just seen him going back in her house, that's all.
When?
Just now.
Phil Mitchell?
Think so. One of them, anyway. I can't tell them apart, to be honest. Maybe it was the other one. The one from the... I don't know why I mentioned it.
No, neither do I.
I'm sure he really misses you, you know. Still know what he put you through.
Right.
He's in bits, Kat.
Well, now he knows what it feels like. And anyway, he's not, because every time I've seen him lately, he seemed fine.
Only he ain't. He's got this edge to him like he could suddenly do anything.
Oh, so what's new?
I'm worried about him, Kath. I'm worried he might be getting himself into something that he can't handle.
I'm sorry, Grant, but it's not my problem.
He's still Ben's dad.
And?
Well, he'd listen to you.
Saying what?
Well, that you're worried about him, that he seems to be spinning out of control.
No, I'm sorry.
We are doing a favour for you, remember, looking after Ian again.
Oh, the offer was conditional, was it? The penny still hasn't dropped, has it? We're finished. I want a divorce.
He still needs you.
Yes, but do I need him? What about me, eh, Grant? I spent years putting up with his drinking, his women and his iffy deals, and his assumption that the whole world revolves around the Mitchell family, and I've had enough. There are men out there who treat me like a human being again and not a flaming doormat, so don't ask me to give that up. What Phil wants ain't a wife. It's a private nurse or a servant or a living psychiatrist, but whatever it is, Grant, it isn't me. All right?
Okay. I was just asking.
Yeah. There's no harm in asking.
I do understand, Kath. I know he put you through hell.
Well, if you know that, why are you here again?
Because he's my brother. If you change your mind,
I won't.
I best be off then.
Right. I'll see you later.
Oh, by the way, how over you? 12th night ain't until tomorrow.
I don't care.
Yeah, well, don't say I didn't warn you.
Ah, Pat. Well, today's a big day.
Anything you want me to do?
Yes, get as many members of the Residents Association who are opposed to the hostel and make sure they turn up. Make sure they realise that today's make or break time.
Brilliant. See you then. Bye. He's found us a new barrister. If what Hogan says is true, your troubles are over. Now, go and get ready. We've got a busy morning ahead.
Mum! You coming to the town hall?
I don't know, Ben's got a cold, there's no one to look after him.
Well, ask Mary. You've got to come, Mum. We need a show of strength.
Well, I'm sorry, Ian, but I can't.
What?
Well, I've been thinking maybe we ought to accept the hostel. I mean, it's going to happen anyway.
No, it's not going to necessarily happen. That's what this protest is all about.
I think we should just learn to live with it. I mean, they've got to have somewhere to go. And it's true, there's a lot worse people already living around here.
He's really got to you, hasn't he?
Excuse me?
His trip with a vicar.
No, Ian. What really got to me last night was being used as a pawn in support of your case.
What are you talking about?
Anyone who's ever been raped? Yeah, that made me feel really terrific. Thank you, Ian.
Mum, I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking.
No, that's the trouble. You never do.
Thought you'd be down the town hall with Ian.
He'll be okay without me. I've done my bit. Time to fade into the background.
Where you like to be, eh? In the shadows, pulling all the strings.
You got a problem with that?
Nah, not at all. You had a chance to talk to your equally shadowy accountant, didn't you?
Yeah, he won't budge. But don't get bent out of shape about it. You'll find the money somehow.
If you say so.
We're going to have money and people are going to have to start taking notice of us. Keep that in mind.
You mean people start going quiet when we walk into rooms?
Oh, George. Well, am I interrupting something?
Nah, just passing. I better be off.
Well, not saying I said I.
Now I've got to go and see Kathy. See if I can take Ben out later.
Joy's a father, are they?
Yeah.
Well, what can I do for you, Dad?
I just wonder if you'd like to join me for a pub lunch later.
Why?
Do I need a reason?
Usually.
Not this time. No hidden agenda whatsoever.
You're a useless liar.
OK. Shall we begin? Right, Mrs. Beale. You want to avoid going to prison?
That's the general idea, yes.
Well, from my reading of the notes, you seem to be guilty as hell. Which would, of course, mean that I'd have to advise you that your best option would be to plead guilty and throw yourself on the mercy of the court.
But I'm not guilty. I swear I'm not.
Doesn't matter whether you are or not. I'm a lateral thinker.
What?
I've thought of another approach we can take.
Go on.
We lay the blame firmly on Mr. Beale's doorstep.
Good so far.
I don't understand.
Mr. Beale and his solicitor put pressure on the police and the CPS. Mr. Beale himself informed the police as to your whereabouts. What does that suggest?
That he hates me?
More or less. That he's obsessed. That he's a jealous and bitter man.
Which he is.
And that his motivation is revenge.
I thought maybe I could take him out somewhere.
Yeah, all right, if you want.
We'll just say if it's not convenient.
Well, no, it is convenient as it goes. I can go out now.
Well, don't tell me, Ian.
Well, maybe I should be there.
Hello, mate.
All right. Come on.
Mummy's gonna get you ready. We're gonna
If
go
he
out.
gets angry, just give him a piece of fruit or yogurt, okay? He won't want much.
Can I ask you for some personal details? You know, just a bit of human interest for the readers.
Oh, I don't believe it.
Ask him. Here's the success story.
Your turn next. Okay.
You run your own business now.
Restoring antique furniture, right?
And before that?
I was homeless, on the street, cranking up smack.
You were a junkie.
Still am. I'm on a program.
Luke employs several people from the drugs program.
And what do you think of the opposition to the hostel?
It's just ignorance, isn't it? People are scared of what they don't know. Would you mind us taking some photos?
Where are we going now, what?
Yeah, sure.
Ian, how you doing? Where's your mum?
You tell me. All right, Kath. Where's Ben?
Indoors with Phil.
Oh, I haven't told him about tonight yet, but if he's with Ben, I'll catch him later.
Right, thanks.
So you off the tunnel?
Yeah.
Good, well, Ian will be counting on your support.
I've been accused of NIMBYism, but the reason I'm saying not in our backyard is because in Walford, we're already knee-deep in social casualties. All the flotsam and jetsam of London. Much more, and the good, decent people will be outnumbered. And then what happens? We want to clean up our area, not add to the problems. We want our children to walk safely down the street. We don't want them menaced by junkies and peeping toms and flashers and perverts and scum like that. I'm here to speak up for the ordinary person in Walford, the much put upon silent majority. And I say we don't need this hostel, we don't want this hostel, and we shall not accept having it forced upon us. Thank you.
Now we're going to hear from Luke Harrington, who's going to speak in support of the hostel.
Excuse me if I'm a bit nervous. The only public speaking I've ever had to do before was at Narcotics Anonymous, before I turned into the personable, clean-cut young entrepreneur you see in front of you today.
Right, Tim?
Okay, Bianca, you ready to talk?
What about?
Don't treat me like an idiot. If there's something wrong with my sister, I'm entitled to know about it.
I've told you, Simon. You've got to ask her.
Yeah, I did.
And?
Nothing.
You know what he's like, Simon. Grant's a bit too ready with his fists. That's all I'm saying.
Anyone is capable of anything. It all depends on what fate chucks at you. I've been privileged to have had a lousy start in life. And yeah, I do mean privileged. Because I've learned things no amount of money could have bought for me. I listened to Mr. Beale a minute ago and I thought, yeah, I understand why this bloke's scared witless. Because maybe if my background had been different, I'd be him and he'd be me. I mean, we're both small businessmen, aren't we? Self-made and all that. Only what helped me to have a bit of belief in myself was exactly the sort of place Mr. Beale's opposing. It was that sort of help that took me away from 10-pound bags of smack and a sleeping bag in a shop doorway. And if it can do that for me, it can do that for anyone.
Where is she? Upstairs.
What exactly did you want to talk to me about?
That was something that Johnny said.
Oh, yeah? Something I've done?
You got a guilty conscience or something?
Me? No.
I just started thinking that life's too short to spend all your time working. So I want to hand over to you.
You're giving me overall control?
Not quite. But I do want you to have financial control.
Total? Well, I'll drink to that.
While we on the committee take on board the fears of Mr. Ian Beale and the Residents' Association,
They've lost.
we must also consider our duty to the community as a whole. The report we've had from social services has been extremely positive. And we've also read the research in support of the hostel very carefully. Much of it seems to bear out Mr. Harrington's experience and demonstrates an enviable success rate for hostels of this sort.
You're
Therefore,
right.
it is generally felt that this scheme should be allowed to go ahead for the benefit of the wider community.
Look, we'd all had a few drinks and everything got blown out of proportion.
Oh, great. So he's not just a wife beater, he's a drunken wife beater.
How dare you poke your nose into my business? You'd love to see us split up, wouldn't you?
Yeah, because I hate the way he treats you. I hate to see you being such a doormat. Look, he knocks you about and you act like it's normal.
Don't you dare try and tell me what's normal. You've got no idea what goes on between a man and a woman.
Yeah, and frankly, when I see what goes on between you and your 8-man of a husband, I'm not sure I want to know. Look, Tiffany, just pack your things and get out while you still can.
He needs me, Simon.
As a whipping boy.
No, because I understand him.
I give up.
So what happens?
Basically, you plead not guilty, and I challenge the validity of this case being brought at all. That's the abusive process I mentioned. Meaning that the criminal law shouldn't be used as a jealous husband's weapon.
And will they buy that?
It's a gamble. As far as I know, it's never been tried in an abduction case. But if you're game, so am I.
And if we're not?
Well, to be honest, it doesn't look too good for you. Whereas this way, I can argue that it isn't in the interest of the Crown to prosecute. And make legal history to boot.
OK. Let's go for it.
Hello, my name's Mitchell, so Philip Mitchell. Yeah, I was wondering if I could arrange to see somebody about borrowing some money. All right, when's he back then? Oh, yeah, I'll ring back then, 2 o'clock. Thanks very much. Bye.
What have you got there?
A penny.
Oh, good for you. You know what they say, find a penny, pick it up, all day long you'll have good luck.
You can have it.
No, you found it, it's your lucky kind.
Go on, I find them all the time.
Well, you're a handy woman to know, aren't you? Tell you what, give me the next one. Go ahead. All right. That's where all the dads hang out, is it?
Yeah, it's better on a warm day.
Bet it is.
What are you doing with,
just making myself useful. You know, giving Mark a break. Suppose you're giving the wife a breather, are you?
Yeah, I suppose so. What are they up to?
Looking for money. I'll join them myself in a minute.
A skint, are you?
Heading in that direction, yeah.
What do you usually do?
Well, I found work as a mechanic in the past, but I turn my hand to anything as long as it pays, you know?
Mechanic, eh?
Why, do you know someone who needs one?
Well, I might do, yeah. Not straight away, but soonish. I want to be a bit less hands-on at the Arches. If all that works out, all goes according to plan, and...
Remember me?
Yeah, definitely.
I'll have my undying gratitude if you do, I'll tell you that for nothing.
Ian, why don't you join us, show there's no bad feeling?
You must be out of your tiny mind.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have called them scum.
No, I don't think that went down too well with the committee.
It's not exactly what you call diplomatic, is it?
I said the same as I did last night in the community centre. I mean, Venue all told me I was brilliant.
Sorry about last night. It was all Ian's fault.
And what's he done now?
Well, first he says I can go out, then he says I can't. Just like that. No apologies. Sometimes I think he's not right in the head.
He's a maniac. You should have seen what he put me and Lenny through last year. It was a nightmare.
What did he do?
He got us banged up in the neck, didn't he?
What for?
He grassed us up for having a little bit of blow at a party.
For heaven's sakes, that's just pathetic.
He does my head in. I don't know how he can live here.
Well, it's somewhere, isn't it? And it's a job, and I've nowhere else to go. Except Pauline's, and I don't fancy that either.
Well, you could stay with us.
In the squat. You, Lenny, Robbie, and that great slobbering dog of his.
Why not?
I may be a country girl, but I'm not as green as cabbage.
What?
3 blokes who never clean up, lurching around drinking and forgetting to wash, and no doubt trying the handle of my bedroom door every Friday night, in the hopes.
Okay, point taken.
But thanks, it's a kind thought.
Yeah, well, just remember, your door's always open to you. And to you, sweetheart.
Yeah, well, thanks, Simon. What you seem to keep forgetting is that me and Courtney are quite happy where we are.
You still here?
Just remember what I said, anyway.
Yeah.
And what was he on about? What you been telling him?
Nothing. I didn't tell him nothing.
Right, well, I better get back out there.
Oh, just a quick one. I want to get back to Royston.
What was Ian Bill thinking of, coming on strong like that?
Peggy, be fair. He done his best.
He let us down. He was useless, totally useless.
I know getting a hitman's a little bit extreme.
Listen, I got into big trouble because of her.
What? Did she get you to put arsenic in his tea? Do it, for the right price. Ask me, I might do it for nothing.
You're terrible.
Yeah, well, you didn't spend the night in a stinking, filthy, dirty cell because of him. And all for what? Because he's a man who...
What the hell are you doing here?
We had a good time down the playground, Ben, didn't we, eh?
Look at the state of him, Phil. He's filthy.
Well, he's been playing Kids Get Dirty, didn't they? What's wrong?
Nothing.
So I can't do anything right.
I just can't trust you at all, can I?
Listen, I'm sorry.
First I find you here acting like bosom buddies with Cindy, and now I come back and find you here with him. Now, I told you before... Yeah, get lost. I told you before I didn't want you bringing boyfriends
He's
back
not
here.
a
And yet, the
boyfriend.
first time I turn my back when I'm off on important business, what do?
Would you ever just shut up?
Sorry?
You heard. And find yourself another nanny, because I did not come here to work for a loony who treats me like dirt.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Must be a nice change for you not having to go into work.
Yes, I could get used to this. Pigging out in front of the box with one of these.
Any word of when they'll have the school all fixed up again?
It won't make much difference to us now. I've already had to send out the cancellation notices about the play.
Ah, that's a shame. Hiya, how'd it go today? You won?
Council reckons the hostel should go ahead.
I was at the meeting last night.
Yeah, no, I saw you.
Wasn't sure how I felt until then, but...
Don't tell me my look will convince you.
No, more like the way the rest of them were baying for blood sort of unconvinced me. Live and let live, that's my motto.
And not a bad one either.
Mary, you can't do this to me.
Watch me.
Anyway, you need to give notice.
I don't think so.
I need you to look after the kids tonight.
Then you'll have to make other arrangements like I had to last night.
I'm sorry about that.
Though it's a bit late now.
Mary, please. Look, I'm sorry I was out of order. I shouldn't have spoken to you like that. It's just I'm under a lot of pressure at the moment, and sometimes it gets to me. I apologise. Will you please reconsider and stay?
But then again, Ian, why should I? I work all the hours God sends for peanuts, and most of the time I just get treated like dirt.
So it's the money.
Well, yeah, partly.
Well, how about if I was to pay you a little extra?
Okay, how much?
You can have the Churchill for the play if you want.
Yeah, why don't you? We could all chip in and help.
You can widen it out, make it a community play. Think about it.
Yeah. Why not? Maybe we should do that.
She's her own worst enemy.
What do you think I should do?
What can you do?
Yeah, well, he's capable of this.
Yeah, what's he going to do to her next time?
Yeah.
What happened?
We lost.
You what? How'd you manage that?
It wasn't my fault. I'm
an idiot. You'll have to tell me about it later. I'm busy now.
Ian.
Suppose you've heard.
Oh, well, I was there.
I never saw you.
I got there a bit late. Look, do you have to go through this meeting tonight?
Yes, I do. I think he wants to do some sort of a deal.
Yeah, but what if you're wrong? What if you're walking into some kind of trap?
Mum, I'm going, and that's it.
Well, arrange for Grant and Phil to go with you.
Oh, what?
Just to be on the safe side.
Mum, you haven't told them, have you? I mean, who else have you invited? That dozy vicar friend of yours?
Sort out with Grant and Phil, all right?
What are you doing?
Other deco. Blasted do-gooder, that'll show him.
What's happening?
See for yourself. Serves him right if that lot of his murdered him in his bed one night.
I'm sure he speaks very highly of you too.
Tiffany, I'm making a cup of tea if you're interested.
Oh, yeah, it's her.
What have you been up to, or shouldn't I ask? Not a lot. Took Ben out.
What, to meet your new friends?
Is this what you want to talk to me about?
No, you up to anything tonight?
Why?
Well, I've arranged a little outing for us. Ian Beale's been stupid enough to agree to meet up with Cindy's boyfriend.
What for?
Well, you tell me you're his stepdad, only I told Kev we're going on his backup.
What, again?
Yeah, it's getting to be a bit of an habit, isn't it?
It was a bit of a farce last time.
Yeah, but Kevy wants us to go.
About time Ian sorted his own problems out.
I agree, but we don't want Cindy thinking she can sort his problems out for him like she did before she legged it.
At point-blank range, no, we don't.
So you're on?
Yeah. No problem.
Good. What are you doing?
Just gonna get in the right frame of mind.
Have any of you lot seen Daddy's keys? Daddy! You got me here, darling? What? Oh, what have you done? Hang on, I'll get you a key off. Will you two stop it? Stop it right now. Look, Mary's not going to be very pleased when I tell her about this. When she gets back, she'll be very, very angry. Come on, let's clean you up.
Well, I ain't going in his church again. I can tell you that for nothing.
You don't go in his church anyway.
I do.
When?
Midnight Mass at Christmas and when you and Tiffany had your marriage blessed. That was so lovely. The two of you pledging your eternal love.
Does it still count if the vicar turns out to be a jerk?
Yeah, good question, Phil.
Of course it still counts.
Really?
Ready?
Here, where are you two going?
I'll tell you later.
No, you can just tell me now.
Later.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
Why not?
Because Ian's not to be trusted.
What's he going to do in a public place like that?
Promise me you'll be careful.
Stop worrying.
It's me.
Where have you been? I've been going frantic.
Are you sure you should be doing this?
No, I'm not sure at all.
What time will you be back at?
I've no idea.
Well, good luck.
You didn't think we'd forget, did you?
I appreciate the offer, but...
You can't just walk in there on your Todd.
I can, and I intend to.
But what makes you think this bloke of Cindy's ain't going to turn up mob-handed? Now, we promised your mum we'd keep an eye on you, and that's what we're going to do.
All right, but he mustn't suspect you with me.
No, of course not.
And I've done any reruns of Italy.
You won't get any. We'll follow you.
All right.
Have a large gin and lime, please.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, how's Roy?
Oh, you know, so coming along.
Oh, good. Tell him I was asking after him. Hiya.
What are you doing?
Saw you earlier. Down the town hall.
Oh, yeah, I had to rush off. Congratulations.
What do you mean that?
Oh, it's because I'm Ian's mum.
Oh, it's a bit awkward for you. What's that you got there? Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I tried to stick it together. It didn't work.
Could I try? I used to be quite good at that kind of thing.
We're waiting here for a couple of minutes, then come in, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Used enough glue to mend the Titanic. Don't do things by halves, do you?
Oh, I don't know. I gave up really easily, which isn't like me. I was about to chuck her out, wasn't I?
Don't mind. I think this might just work.
Yeah? Oh, don't let your tea get cold.
Yeah, in a minute. Could you just, I'll keep this in place a minute? Hold it just there. Oh, it takes me back, this. I was one of those really boring little kids that spend their time making things from plastic kits.
Well, better than being the sort of kid who spends his time destroying everything.
True. Not much chance of that in my house. It was all toys that create for educational. And in the summer, packed off the woodcraft folk.
What are they? Sort of like the Boy Scouts?
Let my daddy hear you say that. He reckons the Boy Scouts are crypto-fascists. There. Now we'll leave it to go tacky.
Oh, right.
Well, it's been quite a day so far.
Yeah. And it ain't over yet.
So you want to do a deal?
More or less.
Well, I'm not an unreasonable man, no matter what you may have heard. What can I do for you?
Stop wasting your time and ours.
Excuse me?
Cindy and I have a little arrangement, which works quite well for us. What Cindy wants, Cindy gets. Cindy wants her children back. Cindy's gonna get her children back.
Oh, you must be a lot happier now. The outcome of the council meeting.
Oh, yeah. Right. Definitely. No, there's still a lot of work to be done.
Well, getting people to accept the idea.
Right.
Well, that bloke was okay.
He is. Okay, he's made mistakes, but...
Well, no one's perfect, eh?
Right. Doesn't make them bad people, eh? If you ever want your heart broken, just ask one of them their life stories.
Well, thanks, but no thanks. I had that happen once too often. How's she doing?
I'll give it another few minutes. Might not bond otherwise.
Maybe we should just brought a couple of baseball bats along.
You definitely are hanging out with the wrong people.
Why did you really ask me to come here?
As I said, to try to get you not to go ahead with the court case. Because you won't win.
I'll win, all right.
If you say so.
I know why you're here. Cindy made you arrange to meet me.
Why would she do that?
Power games. She likes having two men fight over her.
I don't think so.
You don't know her like I do. You are just the latest in a long line of mugs.
What are we doing here? What's he playing at? I mean, it's not as if he wanted Cindy back, is it?
Well, I wouldn't have thought so, not after what she's done to him.
It's mad.
We know that.
Mind you.
What?
Well, he's never really got it together with anyone else since Cindy, has he?
So?
Some people are just special, aren't they? No matter what they do here, or what you do to them.
Maybe.
I took her in when she was on her uppers. Simon had dumped her. She was grateful then, probably the same as she is with you now. But as soon as she felt secure again, she was off. This time with Simon's brother.
I know all this. Why are you telling me?
Because you may think you know her, but you don't. She'll say anything to get herself out of a tight spot.
Yeah?
But you can't believe anything she says. I mean, you probably believe the story she's been putting around about me being a wife beater.
No. No, she said that because she was in a state. If I believed it, it'd be part of our defence, wouldn't it?
One of these days you'll realise you're just another one of her victims, just like the rest of us.
Simon Wicks walked out on her, didn't he?
Yeah.
And so did his brother, didn't he?
Yes.
So you can hardly call them victims, can you? She was the one who got hurt.
Give it time, you'll find out.
Cindy was unfaithful to you because she was unhappy. Because she never loved you. Because she despised you. She doesn't feel that way about me. Why should she? I know how to make her happy. Give up. Go home.
What?
I said, go home. You can't win, so there's no point in your being here. Go home. And take your equally brainless henchman with you.
There we go. Success.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, I have my uses. By the way, I hope I didn't seem rude last night, you know, when you asked me about...
Well, whether I should get a divorce. No, you weren't rude at all.
Good. So, did you get anything sorted out last night? You and Phil?
Me and Phil?
My dad said he'd seen him stop by.
No. Oh, I know. He must have seen Grant. Grant popped over.
What did he want?
Oh, to go out with me and Phil.
You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. It's like what I said last night.
What?
Well, I don't know whether you're talking to me as your vicar or your friend or... What exactly?
Well, why don't you tell me?
Because I'm too shy.
Yeah, and I'm too scared.
Me too. I guess I just said it.
Yeah. I think we both did. Look, are you sure about this?
Very sure.
Part 2 of today's EastEnders double bill is at 3:10 this afternoon, right here on BBC One.
You stay there, and I'll get your dressing gown for you. What's that girl doing? It's your job to hear her.
Well, how can I if I was asleep?
Well, if you were doing your job properly, you'd go to bed at a sensible time. Less of that.
Why are you taking that out of me?
I beg your pardon?
Whenever things don't go right, you're always finding someone to blame.
Who said things weren't going right?
But they can't be, otherwise you wouldn't be like this.
Do you want your pay rise?
Do you want me to stay?
Is it or is it not your job to look after the children?
Of course.
Right, well, that's all we're talking about. Oh, rat milk.
Yeah, looks like it. Well, don't bother checking on the doorstep because the milkman won't come yet.
I'm going to the shop.
What kind of time do you call this? I was just about to phone the police.
Hey?
I've told you before about all these wild parties. Just you wait till the bishop finds out.
It was an emergency at the refuge. I had to sort it out.
What kind of emergency?
It's confidential. What are you doing up so early?
I was worried about your son. I haven't slept a wink.
Did you ever see him?
Couldn't face the idea of being a single mum. And he loved me.
He still does.
Hey?
I could tell when I met him last night, poor sod.
Does that worry you?
Don't be silly. Could come in very handy, though. Do you want me to give you a lift this afternoon? I can wait outside the car.
No, it'd only wind him up.
So?
Look, the kids have been upset too much. I don't want to upset anymore.
Do you ever think how I might feel about that? Maybe I want to see the kids. Quite like to think the boys would want to see me as well.
Yes, I know, Nick, but not today.
Right, not today, no. Doesn't stop me giving you a lift, though, does it?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, look at the state of this room. You know, the one good thing the army ever did for you was to instill a bit of self-discipline. But look at you now. Have you gone back to wearing the same socks 2 days running?
You are?
Yeah, I think you have.
Look, Mum, will you leave those things where they are, please?
Well, if you don't look after yourself, someone's got to, and there's a cup of tea for you there.
Will you leave it, please?
You know, your father had his faults, but the one thing you could always say for him, he hung his trousers on the back of the chair before he went to bed at night. And he also took all the loose change out of the pockets and put it on the bedside table.
Yeah, well, I'll take care of it.
Oh, Ron. How much longer is this going to go on for, eh?
You are?
You and Tiffany sleeping in separate rooms, it ain't healthy.
Yeah, well, it ain't down to me, is it?
Well, I don't see you making any moves towards her.
What, you really think I'm going to do it in front of you?
So you are trying, are you?
Of course I'm trying. Look, Mum, will you stop it? I've asked you twice.
Look, what's this?
Look, give it here, please.
Is this what I think it is? An eternity ring? Well, when did you buy this?
Mum, will you give it here?
Aren't you putting the cart before the horse? Shouldn't you be thinking about getting your marriage sorted out?
For the last time, just put it down and get out. I can sort my own mess out.
I hope you know what you're doing.
You're on that one down there, right inside next to the chip shop.
And I know you from somewhere.
And you can cut out the wisecracks.
Have you noticed Winston's improved his stock? That, my dear father, is the beauty of capitalism. Everyone benefits. Where I was yesterday?
Where you were yesterday?
Good man.
Hello? Oh, hello, Pat. Yeah. I'm sorry I've overslept. I had a bit of a rough night. Yeah, Ben's normally had me awake ages before now. How busy are you at the moment? Right, well, I'll put some clothes on and be straight over. Yeah, as soon as I've dropped them off at nursery. Yeah.
Morning.
Come in, darling.
I just phoned her. She was still in bed, overslept.
Oh, that sounds like me, Mum.
Well, she'll be as quick as she can.
Don't matter. I'll catch her at home.
I tell you, no wonder Winston's worried. Why's that?
That son of yours. I've been looking for a copy of this for the last 18 months, ever since my record collection got trashed. I mentioned it to him last week. He got me a copy this morning, $5.99. That's an absolute bargain. Be sad when he has to go back to school.
Not from where I'm standing.
Sixth form go back later than the rest of them.
No, he's due back Monday, but the pipes burst and the heating packed up.
Oh, same thing happened at Clare's school. Oh, yeah, they fixed it now.
Really?
Yeah, she went back this morning.
There you go, love. Cheers, mate. Has Clare's school got anything to do with Matthews?
No, completely separate. Only thing is, when the pipes burst, the stage got wrecked. So that's the school play down the toilet. We're going to try and put it on somewhere else, you know, make it into a community event. Don't know where to start, though. Don't suppose you fancy getting involved, do you?
Sorry, Nigel. There's someone I have to go and see.
Thought you might have phoned last night.
I'm sorry, but I'm a bit behind. Why should I have phoned?
Because I went to see Nick Holland yesterday.
Oh, yeah, of course. I've got a lot on my mind.
You've got a lot on your mind?
Oh, don't stop, please. Come on, how'd it go?
Badly.
Why?
Oh, the guy's a snake. He's not going to play by the rules.
Well, did you expect him to?
That's not what I wanted to hear, Mum.
What have I said now?
Have you got any idea of the pressure I'm under? Even if it was just Cindy's court case, that'd be bad enough. But I've got her coming around to visit the kids again this afternoon. I've got a nanny who can't get up in the morning. And I've got that hostel on my doorstep. Sometimes I feel like my head is just going to explode.
Can't you just let it go?
Eh?
Well, you did your best, but the plan of admission's gone through now. It'd be one thing less to worry about.
Whose side are you on?
Ian?
The spirit of Fred's prize is alive and well, I see.
Yes, thanks.
The beauty of capitalism. You're learning. Bit of a buccaneer, eh? A Freddie Laker. A Richard Branson.
I don't model myself on anyone but me, actually.
Fancy yourself, don't you?
Well, with most women in the Bible, there's quite a lot to fancy.
I don't suppose you can lend me 10p. I've got to make a phone call.
You've got a phone in your office?
No. That's for council use. This is a private call. See, I was just going to phone your school. Because from what I gather, half the schools in the borough are closed due to burst pipes. Amazing coincidence, isn't it?
Who told you?
I put two and two together. Well,
I'm learning more from this than I ever will at sixth.
Pack up your stall and go, now.
No.
That is as a market inspector to a stall holder.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah, Kathy, I'm trying to recruit volunteers for a community play we want to put on. I don't suppose you...
Not you, Nigel.
No way.
But it'd be like a community event. Julie's already started rewriting the script.
I am not going to dress up as a pearly king and sing Roll Out the Barrel.
It's not going to be anything like that.
Yeah, sure.
Morning. I've just heard that Aunt Sal's going back home tomorrow. She's going to give it another go, her old man.
So?
Well, you know, if she can, then...
Why are we still doing our accounts by hand?
I don't know, ask Mum, it's her job. What's this? Computerised stock records. You know how much something like this costs?
Yeah, well, this pub's still in the flaming Stone Age.
Yeah, well, I've tried talking to Mum about it, and she reckons she's too old to learn about computers.
Yeah, but I'm not.
All right, leave it with me.
What's that supposed to mean?
Patience, all right.
Look, I'm sorry about just now. I wasn't completely with it.
Clearly.
So what exactly did this Nick say to you?
He tried to spook me.
Well, it looks like he did a good job.
Do you think I should give up on this and all?
No, of course not. Look, can we be friends, please? I am on your side.
It just feels like I'm on my own.
Well, come on then. What did he say?
He reckons Cindy's going to get off.
But that's ridiculous.
You weren't there.
But how?
He wasn't going to tell me that, was he?
Well, look, if you're that worried, why don't you go and see a solicitor? That's what he's there for.
What's the point?
Well, at least you feel like you're doing something.
Maybe.
Ian.
I got worse to do.
Now that fills the gap. Thanks very much.
You don't run a breakfast over at your place then?
Not so much breakfast, more the company.
Are we talking about Alex?
He was up all night rescuing fallen women.
Do you what? I can.
Sorry, Pat.
Oh, don't worry What about it?
At that refuge place. Then he comes home in a foul mood. Very Christian. I decided it was best to make myself scared. I'll see.
Well, at least somebody had a good night's sleep.
No, you won't put me on hold. Phone me back.
Got some good news. They've approved me loan. We're in business.
Oh, yeah?
Well, don't look too thrilled, will you?
It's just things have moved on.
How come?
It was my birthday yesterday, and you never got me so much as a card.
Didn't know it was your birthday.
But Daddy did. And guess what?
What?
He's given me financial control of the business, which means we can raise as much capital as we need whenever we like.
I thought we was meant to be partners.
We are.
Well, how can we be partners if you're stumping up all the readies?
What interest rate are they charging you?
That's not the point. I want it the way it was.
Your money.
Exactly. So, when do we see Johnny again?
Tomorrow afternoon. Hang on. Hello? Yeah, I want to change my stationery order. Same logo, same letterhead, but with one small adjustment. Where it says Financial Director George Palmer, I'd like you to replace it with Financial Director Annie Palmer. Excellent.
I threatened to leave, and then he offers me the pay rise.
And has he been behaving himself since then?
You'd think he would, wouldn't you? No, he was back in Adolf Hitler mode this morning.
Well, you've got your answer. Just keep threatening to leave. You'll be 50 grand a year by the end of the week.
Oh no, he said he was going to be out all morning. Before you say anything, I've got Stephen off to school, the twins are upstairs playing, I've hoovered the downstairs, I've made all the beds, I've done the washing and drying, and I've got the shopping in for today. This is the first time I've sat down all day.
I wasn't going to say a word. Just to let you know that I'm off to see my solicitor this afternoon. I probably won't be back in time for Cindy's visit.
Okay.
All the usual rules apply. Don't leave her alone with the kids.
Understood.
Right, and I'll be back as soon as I can. And go easy on those chocolate biscuits. Don't think I haven't noticed.
Morning, Ian.
Now do you believe me?
Morning.
What's going on?
Ian, I'd like you to meet Mr. Radford. He's the architect who's drawn up the plans for the conversion.
Are you taking the mick?
You asked me what was going on, so I told you. Excuse me.
You can wipe that smile off your face.
I wasn't smiling.
You may think you've won, but there's an election in, mate, and once I'm on the council, I'm going to get the planning permission overturned. Do you understand?
My next mate, the hostel would have been up and running for the best part of 2 months. So you'd be wasting your time. Let's accept it as a fact and try and find ways of addressing people's fears.
I'm telling
around
you
this.
that hostel ain't a fact, and you can tell Mr. Radford that I'm going to go over every inch of his plans. And if I so much as find a plug socket that breaks building regulations, I'll have him. And I'll have you. That clear?
That's one very unhappy man.
Oh, yeah. Declan, can I have a word?
No, peace for the wicked, I think the phrase is. Right.
I've got a system. All right, it's old-fashioned, but I know what I'm doing. It works for me.
Look, I'm not talking about going the whole hog. You can forget the computers. But you hate doing the books. She wants to get involved, so why not?
But she hasn't got any experience.
And neither did you when you first started. And how's she going to get any unless you let her?
I don't know.
Look, I'm not talking about giving her the licence. She just wants to get involved. For my sake.
Oh, I see.
Please.
I will when I get the chance.
Hey.
Oh, hello, love. Oh, that's a nice smile.
That's because I'm a man free of responsibilities.
How come?
Well, there comes a stage in your life when you put in all the hard work, it's time to take your foot off the gas a bit.
What are you talking about?
Which means that from now on, you and I will be able to spend a lot more time together.
I don't get it.
I've handed over the financial side of the business to Annie. I'm what you call semi-retired. Usual, please, Mum. So, how do you fancy a day out round the south?
Oh, just try and stop me.
And I thought you were doing last quarter's VAT.
All right, I got the message.
I was just thinking, if we put a false beard on you, you could be Prince Albert.
Maybe.
Oh, shouldn't you be wearing this?
The chain's broken.
I've got just the thing. I use it for pulling hairs out of my ears. Pardon? So, do you fancy yourself as Prince Albert, then?
Aren't you putting the cart before the horse? Have you got a director and a stage manager? Who's going to do your lights, your costume, your publicity? When I was a curate up in Liverpool, we did something like this. We had just these kind of problems.
Really?
Well, you're running around trying to drum up support, but you haven't got a proper organisation to back it up. What you need is a committee. Then you can delegate tasks.
Aren't you brilliant? So, do you want to be chairman, then?
Get your committee together. Then you can elect a chairman.
I'll do that. There you go. One good turn deserves another. That should keep the vampires away.
So with George not working so much, we want to spend more time together. So it means I'm going to be wanting to do a bit less around the pub.
But Peggy, I do enough shifts as it is.
I'm not talking about behind the bar.
Oh, the books you mean?
Yeah, if you fancy it. Well, you've changed your tune. What's brought this on?
Well, like I said, George has got more time on his hands.
Yeah, but...
Look, if you don't want to do it, just say.
Have you been talking to Grant?
I'm not getting any younger. And I won't be running this place forever.
No, but did Grant put you up to it? Come on, you can tell me. I won't be cross. Just tell me.
Well, he might have said something. He cares about you. He really is making the effort.
No.
What was that for?
Just my way of saying thank you.
Now, who was it said marriage was the death of romance?
Morning, Dad.
Morning, boss.
You can get him in for that.
Well, I'll be about an hour, I suppose.
That's okay. I got my paper. Oh, come here. Come on.
Well, if it all goes wrong, this could be the last time I see my kids like this for ages.
Have I ever let you down? Have I? Right. Now, give the boys a big kiss from me. Tell them I miss them.
Right.
Why did you agree to see him in the first place?
I couldn't help it. I had to know.
I wish you'd spoken to me first.
I just want to know what you think they're up to.
Up to?
They've got something up their sleeve.
Like what?
Well, I don't know, do I? That's why I wanted to see you.
Did he give you any clue as to what it might be that he's got up his sleeve?
You're a lawyer. You should know.
I may be a lawyer, but I'm not a mind reader.
I want something done.
Look, calm down. Did it ever occur to you why this Nick character asked to see you in the first place? He wanted to rattle you. Wanted to push you into doing something stupid, and by the looks of it, he's made a pretty good go of it.
You weren't there. I mean, he was being a smug git.
And did you expect him to be a frightened little mouse? Look, if it's reassurance you want, I can give it to you. The CPS have got a watertight case. We know she abducted the children, and she can hardly deny that. Mr. Nick Holland may well be a smug git, but he's not a magician. I'll see you in court tomorrow.
That's it?
Well, I have seen you at very short notice, and I do have other clients waiting. And, smile. It's going to be all right.
The kids are asking for chocolate biscuits. Have you got any?
There's only 2 left.
Oh, well, don't worry. They can go with that.
Chocolate biscuits are a bit of an issue around here at the minute.
Why? What's he been saying?
I'm eating them out of house and home, apparently.
Oh, that sounds familiar. I am so glad...
So glad what?
It's not fair on you.
So glad you're not living with them anymore.
Yeah.
You must have loved them once.
Yeah, I remember that day. It was a Tuesday, I think.
You wish you'd never married him.
If I never married him, I wouldn't have the twins, would I? That's the point, isn't it? That's why I put up with it for so long. I suppose you know all about it.
About what?
The shooting.
I'd heard about it, yeah.
And?
I don't ask questions. Better that way.
I know what people must think about me. But if they knew, if they really knew... The thing is, I was a bit crazy then.
You don't have to explain. I've been crazy too. To know all is to forgive all.
Something like that.
People always want to judge, don't they? But they weren't there. They weren't part of it. They should just learn to shut up. That's what I think, anyway.
Well, what are we talking about here? This your married man?
I was 16. I didn't know what I was doing. He took advantage of me. All right, he took advantage of me. Doesn't mean I wish it never happened. I knew what I was doing.
Listen, we all make mistakes.
Yeah, and we have to live with them.
And if we didn't make mistakes, wouldn't life be so boring, eh? Some of the best fun I've had in my life has been when I've been making mistakes.
Better go get those chocolate biscuits.
Oh, I thought you weren't supposed to leave me alone with the kids.
Sodom. Who cares?
You never get sick of it.
Sick of what?
Being a greengrocer.
That's a job.
Yeah, but surely you get sick of it. You know, how many different ways are there of selling a pound of sprouts?
That's better than working in an office. Better than doing nothing at all.
Now, that's the whole point. I'll have a pound of onions, half a pound of carrots, and a bulb of garlic, please.
What are you up to?
I thought with your missus being away and me being at a bit of a loose end, you could do with a decent meal inside you at the end of a hard day's greengrocering. So I'm cooking a spaghetti bolognese. What do you say? Hello again.
Where's chocolate biscuits? So I'm stocking up with supplies before Ian finds out and clamps me in irons.
What was that about?
That cousin we have in common. One biscuit short of the whole assortment. Speak of the devil and he looks over your shoulder.
Was that Mary I just saw going to the shop?
So?
Well, she's supposed to be looking after the kids.
Let's go and tell Mary.
going on?
Just playing a game.
Can you come through to the kitchen, please?
Why?
Just do as I say.
Be back in a minute, all right?
What's he doing out there?
Nick's waiting to give me a lift home.
And where's Mary?
She's gone to get some chocolate biscuits. What is the problem?
You know full well what the problem is.
Ian, what do you think I was going to do?
Is everything all right?
What was the last thing I said to you before I went out this morning? Well, come on, are you deaf or what?
We were out of chocolate biscuits.
What was the last thing I said to you this morning?
Not to leave Cindy alone with the kids.
Thank you.
Ian, leave it.
Shut up. What are you going to do?
I was only gone a couple of minutes.
Have you got any idea how long it takes to bundle 3 kids into a car?
Oh, this
I
is
told
ridiculous.
you to shut up.
Oh, believe me now. This is what he's like. Understand now why I left him? Why I felt she wanted to get out from the day I married him.
Pack your bags, you're fired, and you can clear off and all.
I think I can hear Lucy
Stay
crying.
there. Go on, I told you to go.
You're an unhappy, sad, nasty man. Do you know that?
Go on, go pack your bags. And what are you waiting for? Your boyfriend's outside.
There's no way I'm leaving you with the kids when you're like this.
Are you saying I'd hurt my own children? Have I ever laid so much as one finger on them?
You don't have to, Ian.
I'm asking you nicely, Cindy, for the children's sake. Will you please leave this house?
It's not your fault. Understand? It's not your fault. Daddy's angry with me and Mary. It'll be better soon, I promise, all right? I love you. Bye.
I'll see you in court.
If there was any justice.
What?
It doesn't matter.
Just go back in there and put a video on or something. I'll be in a minute.
What's happened?
I knew it was a mistake.
What's he said to you?
Just go, please, just go.
It's all right. Mark's just gone to get Pauline. He'll only be a minute. Now tell me again exactly what he said to you.
I'd only just gone to get a packet of biscuits because I knew he'd be angry if he found out they were all gone.
Is that the wife? And Ian's fired you?
Told me I had to get my stuff out, but I couldn't bear to hang around.
It's all right. You can leave that with me.
Oh, what have you done now, you silly girl?
It's not her fault. It's that nephew of yours.
Where are you going, Connor?
He's got to realise if he picks a fight with my daughter, he's picking a fight with me.
Oh, no.
I don't know what to do. I have nowhere to go.
Oh, come with me. I'll look after you. Mark, just make sure Connor doesn't do anything silly. Come on, let's dry these tears, shall we?
It's only 'cause I love you. You've got to understand that. You're the most important things in the world to Daddy. Daddy was wrong to lose his temper like that. But even grown-ups do silly things sometimes.
Open up! Come on, I want to speak to you. Open up!
Stay here and I'll be back in a second, all right? Just watch your video.
Open up!
Go away. My children are very upset.
Yeah, well, my kid's very upset as well. Open up! You listen to me, you stupid...
All right. Calm down. Calm down.
What gives you the right, huh?
She was under express orders.
I don't give a flying toss what she's done. You don't speak to my daughter like that.
She was told not to leave my kids alone. You heard me say it.
There's a word for squirts like you. You know what to bully young girls like that? The word's coward. Now, you give me one good reason why I don't stick my fist down the back of your throat.
Daddy?
You ever do anything like that to my daughter again, you'll be eating hospital food for a month. You get me? Which is her room?
Upstairs first on the left. Don't, Mark, all right? Just don't.
He was bound to be upset.
Totally unjustified.
We weren't there, all right? We don't know the full story.
Yeah, well, I hope Connor's as reasonable about it as you are.
Hey?
Well, he's gone to see Ian now.
Why didn't you tell me that as soon as you came in?
He's only got to give him a piece of his mind. He's not going to hit him.
Well, how do you know? Stay here.
I've got Mary next door.
I don't give a monkey's.
I was just coming to see you.
Now,
He's just worried about his kids.
Don't start
that's
trying
all.
to make excuses for him, man.
I'm not making excuses
No
for
wonder his
him.
missus ran off. Who
where's
wouldn't?
Ian? What have you done to my son?
It's all right, Kath. No harm done.
I'll tell you one thing for free, though. That son of yours is a 24-carat fruitcake. He needs psychiatric help. Either that or a personality transplant.
Ian? Where are the kids?
It's all right, they're watching the video.
What have you done? Come here.
It's all gone wrong, Mum. It's all coming down around me ears. I've lost it, I know I have.
What have you lost?
Everything. Cindy's gonna get off and... I'm gonna lose my kids, Mum.
Don't be daft. How could she possibly get off?
I don't know, I just feel it. What am I gonna do?
The brown leather travel bag, the one with the straps.
About it.
Where is it?
What do you want the brown leather travel bag for?
Well, how to know if I'm going to be coming back here tonight?
You what?
Look, if I'm going to be stuck in Holloway, I at least need a clean pair of knickers.
For the last time, you are pleading not guilty, which means the trial won't be for weeks. There is no way you're going to Holloway.
Yes, but what if something goes wrong?
What can possibly go wrong? All right, forget about the travel bag. And while you're at it, you can forget all about this suit and makeup as well.
I've just spent the last half an hour getting ready.
You look like a hard-nosed businesswoman. You're supposed to be the impressed wife. Take it off. A bit of blusher. And that floral dress I bought you in Milan.
Excuse me one moment, will you? Matthew!
What do you think you're doing? You told me you were going to go to school this morning.
Oh, happy birthday, Matthew.
You are not getting a stall. Birthday or no birthday. Now off you go.
It's all right, I'm going. But they're going to want to know where I've been.
So?
Well, when you've been off ill, they need to know.
Not a word of this to your mother tonight, all right?
So what have you got me then?
None of your business.
Because if you're stuck, I wouldn't say no to a car.
Behave yourself. You'll get your present tonight at the restaurant. And it's a smart place, so no jeans.
It's not that same place you took me last time, is it?
It's a very good restaurant.
Dad, I know you're desperate to join the middle classes, but it's those waiters. They always know.
And the same thing goes for your girlfriend, whatever her name is.
Oh, she can't come now.
What?
It's not my fault. Her dad's dragging her off somewhere she doesn't want to go.
I'll go write that note for you.
Bianca!
I ain't acting you play nice so you can forget it.
Who said anything about acting?
I ain't doing it.
Costumes.
What?
Designed by Bianca Butcher.
My professional name's Bianca Jackson.
Bianca Jackson, then, of Bianca Jackson Fashions, Bridge Street Market. Me and the vicar formed a committee. Do you want to be on it? It's got to be good publicity. What you say?
Full breakfast, please, Pat.
Right.
Where's Kath?
Well, Cindy's in court this morning, and as Ian's lost his nanny, she's taking Stephen to school.
How's he lost his nanny?
Ask her yourself if you like.
I'm not that interested.
Right, I'll call it the flat bishop here, then.
Why, what's up?
Well, I'm getting hassle about the rebar on the Granada. He wants it ready by lunchtime, and there's them 2 MOT failures that got to be done today and all.
Well, nice to be wanted, isn't it?
What sort of whistle?
You're on your own today, Briggy. Got a bit of business I need seeing to.
Is this a wind-up?
No, you'll manage. I'll be over at this table, Pat.
And then I said to him, do you want my fist through the back of your throat? Nobody talks to my daughter like that.
You did need to go that far, Dad.
I tell you, if his little boy hadn't stuck his head round the door, I'd have done it as well. He had it coming.
Pass the sugar, will you?
Sure.
Here you go. In the past, I've found he responds well to having his head shoved down the bog.
You what?
Ian Beale. Just a suggestion.
You nervous? No, I don't know why. Might be you going to prison. Sleep all right?
Come on, kids, your grain's here. Go on, quick as you can.
But I tell you what, why don't have the kids stay over at my place tonight? That way you can have a good rest, get over it all.
You're not serious about her going to prison?
Oh, for goodness sake, Ian, you're not going soft on her again.
No, of course not. What am I going to say to the kids if she does?
Well, last night you were convinced she was going to get off.
What am I going to say to them?
Well, they're going to be upset. We just have to explain it all and be there for them.
Well, it's a great start of the day, that is. I hope he's pleased with himself.
Who?
Your vicar friend. Well, he better make the most of it, because once his court case is out of the way, he's not going to know what's hit him.
How to win friends and influence people.
Thought you'd be all in favour.
I am. This is politics, son. And you haven't got the first idea.
Oh, so what would you have done then?
History teacher.
Oh, not lecturing Marxism, please.
You never get anywhere without the masses on your side.
And history teaches us that the masses would rather be in the pub or watching telly.
Don't blame me when it all goes horribly wrong.
Go to work.
Good news.
Really? I didn't think there was such a thing.
Bianca's agreed to be on the committee and do the costumes.
Smashing.
We could look a bit more pleased about it.
No, that's excellent, Nigel. Well done.
Right, I'm just on my way around to Ian Beale's. He's a really good organiser. I thought we could try and rope him in.
Well, I don't think that's a good idea.
Why not?
Well, you can try, but I don't think I'm Ian's favourite person at the moment.
All right, yeah, of course. I'll keep asking around then, shall I?
No, I would if I was you.
Come on, you lot, I'm waiting.
Morning. Morning.
Right.
Glad to see we've both made the effort. Always as well to impress one's clients. Problem?
No problem.
Looking forward to it?
Bit nerved up.
That's what you and I have got in common. Both get off on danger. And short of being a nuclear test pilot, I reckon this is as good as it gets. Don't you?
I don't know how them poor souls are going to feel, because you frightened the life out of me.
Isn't that the whole idea? You got the cash?
Have you?
Right, let's go. Why are you looking at me like that?
Why do you think?
Bye, Sal.
What's so funny?
Don't rise to it. It's probably entirely for your benefit.
And is that Cindy's brief with him?
Yes, I've come across Mr. Hawthorne once or twice before.
And?
All teeth and no trousers. No one has a higher opinion of him than himself.
Where's he going?
Put his frock on.
Morning.
Morning.
Who's that?
Robert Dayton, prosecuting counsel. He's on our side. Actually, I might just try and catch a quick word. Robert.
Cindy's been told by her brief not to speak to you, so she's asked me. She wants to know how the children are after yesterday afternoon's fiasco.
They're fine.
How's a nanny?
Get lost.
What kind of a guy brings his lawyer with him on a day like this? I mean, how much must it be costing you, eh? You're a vindictive little git, aren't you? It's going to be heartbreaking when it turns out to be money down the drain.
Just clear off, will you?
You heard what my client said. Don't get involved.
What did Mr. Dayton have to say?
Apparently Hawthorne has already dropped off the questionnaire with the judge.
And that's where Cindy says how she's going to plead, is it?
Right.
What's it going to be?
Guilty, if she's got any sense at all.
So, bye-bye, Aunt Sal.
What, she's gone already? I never realised I've only just got up.
Don't worry, I did the business for you. I said you needed your rest.
You're being very nice to me at the moment.
Why, you got a problem with that?
No.
At least they're out of the way, I can get off the sofa now. What's this you're reading?
Oh, nothing. I'm just going to go and have a shower.
Just curious, really. But what's my client's husband doing here?
I'd have thought it was obvious.
Yes. But with his solicitor?
Well, his prerogative.
Just makes one wonder who you're taking your orders from. The CPS or Ian Beale?
Ah. Robing room tactics.
I beg your pardon?
It won't work. Funny, I never put you and lost causes together somehow.
And you're absolutely right not to do so, Bob.
The judge would like to see you both in his room right away.
Morning, campers. Phil, Annie, this is Geordie and Cyril. They're going to show you the ropes.
Cyril? That's a nice name, mate.
I believe you've got something for me.
There you go. No need to count it.
Trust is for wimps, if you'd be good enough, Geordie. Now, normally when one purchases a business, you get the fixtures and fittings along with the goodwill. But in this case, there are no fixtures and fittings, and there's only ill will. But you knew that already, didn't you? When you're ready, driver, I'll show you the way.
Could someone please explain precisely what's going on here?
Sorry, Judge.
Well, first of all, we've got a not guilty plea, yet without any defense case to speak of. And now I've got this abuse of process thrown at me at the last minute. Who's going to enlighten me?
Abuse of process?
Mr. Hawthorne?
It's our contention that this prosecution is being pursued because of private and personal malice. We believe it's only got this far because of the pressure my client's husband brought to bear upon the CPS in his somewhat unseemly desire for revenge.
Mr. Dayton?
With respect to my friend, that has the unwholesome whiff of red herring.
Well, I've read the papers, and I must say I do wonder why this case is being brought. Is it really worthwhile and necessary to have a criminal trial against this background? Can we not sort something out?
What are you suggesting, Judge?
This is a domestic issue. You have to balance the national interest against the harm it might do the children. I'm saying all this without forming any view about the abuse of process issue.
With great respect, the prosecution case is made out clearly in the papers.
Look, I'm being perfectly even-handed. The same applies to your client. Does she really want to put herself and her children through this? The facts of the case are barely disputed. We could move to sentence quickly, save everyone a great deal of time and trouble, not to mention expense.
I accept entirely what you say, Judge, regarding the stress a trial would impose upon the children. But by the same token, it won't help the children if the mother is sent to jail. Would you be prepared to give an indication of sentence?
OK, here's one for you. 1964 Cup Final. Preston North End, half-time, and we're all ready to slit our throats. Final score, 3-2 to us. But who scored the winning goal in the last minutes? You don't know, do you?
Ronnie Boyce. Excuse me one moment.
Hello, Costas.
I'm so sick of you guys.
The business is changing hands. You're going to get to know these two pretty well.
A woman?
I'll be careful if I were you.
Let's try and be pleasant about it, shall we?
You know I got my window kicked in last week. Where were you guys? What am I paying you for?
You'll get more than your window kicked in if you carry on like that.
I moved out of the West End to get away from gorillas like you.
Why don't you just shut your mouth and do what a man says, eh?
Remember the faces? You'll be seeing them again next month. Nice doing business with you, Costas. And it was Ronnie Boyce, wasn't it?
Up the hammers.
What's going on? We should have started ages ago.
Delay like this usually only means one thing.
What?
Backstage manoeuvres.
What kind of manoeuvres?
I've no idea.
All right.
The Crown against Cindy Beale.
Mr. Dayton, Mr. Hawthorne, it's no secret I asked to see you both in my room. Have you both had the opportunity to consider your respective positions?
Your Honor, I'm afraid I'll need more time with the prosecution team.
My instructions remain the same, Your Honour, but of course if my learned friend needs more time...
Quite so. And your client, Mr. Hawthorne, may want to give some more thought to the very good advice I'm sure you're giving her.
What does that mean?
This case will be adjourned until 10:30 tomorrow morning.
What?
All rise.
I'll see if I can find out what's going on.
Do you know anything about this?
Do you think I'd tell you if I did?
Not bad for 2 minutes work, eh? Here you go, all yours. How was it for you as the bishop said to the actress?
No problem.
I think Philippia's got the general idea. Good. Well, let's move on to the next one, shall we?
I've had a word with the prosecution, but they're not very forthcoming.
So?
This could go one of two ways. The bad news is the CPS are thinking of dropping the case.
What?
But they feel they're being lent on by the judge. They don't think he's at all keen.
And?
I think they're dithering. They've got to be seen to be keeping their distance from you at the moment. And your feelings can't be seen to be influencing their decision. But on the other hand, unofficially...
They can?
I think they'll try and take your feelings into account.
In that case, I want to carry on.
You sure about that?
Definitely.
What's the good news?
The word is that Cindy's going to plead not guilty.
Why is that good news?
Because it means it will definitely go to trial. And with no real defence, she's looking at a long stretch.
Really?
Really.
No need to guess what you're thinking about.
Who'd be a mother, eh?
Never stops, does it, from the day they're born?
And then I go and have another one. I must be balmy.
Never mind. A chance to take your mind off it for a bit tonight.
What's that?
Darts match. What's that?
I told Ian I'd have the kids for him. I'm sorry, Pat. I just thought he'd need a rest.
Oh, well, this is looking bad. You know Annie's pulled out the team, don't you?
Really?
Well, she was never exactly committed, love. Don't worry. I'll find somebody. Yes, sir.
Hello, Pat. How's Roy doing?
Oh, he's getting there, thanks. What can I get you?
A cup of coffee, please. And some advice.
Don't have any kids.
It's too late for that, I'm afraid.
Well, don't have any more.
I'm serious. What do I get Matthew for his birthday?
What have you been thinking of?
Well, I can't make up my mind between a thick ear or a kick up the backside.
He's all right, isn't he?
One of us. Covers on the house, mate.
I'll have a tea to take away, please.
Now, there's a man with the right idea. No kids, not even married. You keep it that way, Vicar, eh, Kath?
Peggy says, can you get a move on? Did you hear me?
Where'd you get this?
At the open day.
What open day?
I went to an open day.
When?
The other week.
Why didn't you say?
Well, why do you think?
So you're serious?
No, I just like looking at the pictures.
Well, it says there that you can do part-time courses.
Yeah.
So?
So what's got into you?
Well, are you going to do it?
It would mean having to take time off of work.
I'm sure we could sort something out.
First of all, you persuaded Peggy to let me do the books, and now this. What's all this about?
Why does it have to be about anything?
It's going to cost a bit of money.
Well, we look at putting it as an investment.
Oh, so I can apply then, can I?
If that's what you want.
Wow.
It's some morning, eh?
I feel hot.
It's the middle of January.
I know it is. But I still feel hot. Don't you?
Yeah. I feel hot too.
I need to do something. What am I going to do with all this excess energy?
I don't know. You tell me.
Do you feel guilty?
Guilt's for wimps.
I feel guilty.
Really?
I quite like it.
Why's that?
Even when I was a little girl, doing something really wicked gave me a buzz.
Now, what did you do as a little girl that was really wicked?
Nah, that'd be telling.
No, what we did this morning weren't that bad. If we didn't do it, someone else would.
Don't try and justify yourself. That spoils it. It was wicked. Let's just accept it.
Come here.
No.
Come here.
No. You come here. Are you really as frightening as you pretend to be?
Are you? I've always fancied you, you know.
Really?
Really.
How much?
A lot.
An awful lot.
An awful lot.
That's a shame. I'm not into relationships.
Who said anything about relationships?
I like my sex uncomplicated.
Well, there's a coincidence.
We're business partners, Phil. How could this not be complicated?
Feels like it already is.
If you were still living with your wife,
Hey?
that would have a certain danger to it. But this isn't dangerous. It's just silly.
So you don't fancy me then?
I didn't say that. Now, we're going to count this money.
I don't like being made to feel an idiot.
I didn't say never. Just not now. It's January, Phil. Christmas is a long way off. You'll just have to learn to wait.
Adjourned?
Till 10:30 tomorrow morning. Good news is she's decided to plead not guilty.
Why's that good news?
Means it'll go to a jury trial. My brief reckons she's mad. She's almost certain to go down.
So why's she doing it?
It's Nick. I don't know why I let him freak me out like that. The guy's a nutter.
Oh, Ian,
I'm going to pick the twins up from Sarah.
look, the offer's still on for tonight. You're going to need a decent night's sleep.
For the first time in ages, I think I'll get one. Excuse me. Oh, for God's sake, grow up. All right. Yes, thanks.
Have a drink and unwind.
I can't.
We've bought the best. Hawthorne knows exactly what he's doing, so relax.
You try standing in that dock. It's not the nicest place to be, you know.
Go and powder your nose or something.
Hey?
Go on, I want to make a phone call.
I'm not stopping you.
In private.
What's going on?
Sooner or later, you're going to have to learn to trust me. Now, off you go.
Oh, tonic water, please, Mum.
Hang on, I'm just serving Pat.
Anyway, with Pauline not able to make it, we're stuck.
Well, it's too late to cancel now.
What's that?
Kathy can't make the darts match tonight.
Well, can't you get a babysitter?
No, she's looking after Ian's kids and all, so there's no way around it.
Well, you just have to play with three and hope the other team don't kick up too much of a fuss about it. Tonic water, was it?
Yeah, please.
What's this business you've been up to this morning?
What's Ricky been saying?
That you dumped him in it?
Just something I had to do, that's all.
Why does it always have to be a secret with you?
I'm not in the mood, Mum, all right?
I phoned about the course.
And?
There's one starting next week.
What's in?
Body massage.
Men or women?
I don't know yet.
Well, it's all right, I trust you.
Grant, did you move your stuff back into the spare room?
Yeah, why?
You can move it back out of there again if you like. It's me having that double biddle to myself.
Yeah, well, I think I've learnt my lesson.
I'm assuming you have, am I right to?
Boy, am I the only one working round here?
Yes, mate.
Tiff, as soon as you're ready, love.
Oh, certainly, madam.
What's she looking so pleased about?
I'm allowed to smile, you know.
Where the hell have you been?
Well, that's no way to speak the birthday boy, is it?
I've been waiting for you.
In the library.
Don't give me that.
Believe what you like.
You knew perfectly well what time we were leaving.
Aren't I supposed to dress up posh for this thing?
There's been a change of plan. Your mother doesn't feel up to the restaurant, so we're going to her place and getting a takeaway.
What's the matter with her?
I think we'd all like to know the answer to that one.
So where's the present then?
Don't push your luck.
Oh.
Can I come in?
Well, it's a bit difficult. I'm just giving the kids their bath.
Yeah, well, that's just it. I just heard from Pat that you're missing your darts match. I'll babysit you one.
What's brought this on?
But I think I owe you one. Or more than one. And I'd like to spend some more time with Ben. That'd be a good chance. Please?
Come in.
It ain't God you should be thanking. He didn't cook it. Clearly. What's eating you? Is it another spiritual crisis?
Pack it in, I'm not in the mood.
Oi, what happened to honouring your father and mother? Oh, of course, that's Old Testament, isn't it? You're kind of conveniently forgotten that bit,
What do
didn't
you get out of it, eh? This constant attempt to undermine me.
It's the best I can do in the absence of any decent conversation. Of course, we've been here before. I remember when you was 15 and there was that girl, what was her name? Jennifer Patterson. You dithered and she ended up going out with your best mate. Now that was the moody to end all moodies. Now where you going?
To get some fresh air.
It was 15 years ago, you pillock. Don't tell me you're still upset about it.
Well, hey, handsome. Now I know where I get it from.
What's that?
Style and good taste.
What do you think, Michael?
Very nice.
So what did you get him?
Not very much.
A cheque. Very imaginative.
Know why I got him a cheque? Because anything else I'd have got him was bound to be wrong. But now even a cheque is wrong, so what's the point?
Checks are fine. Checks are always fine. Well, if no one else is going to say anything, perhaps it's time I made my announcement. Maybe I should be by the door for this one in case I need to make a quick getaway.
Why?
I'm packing in school.
You what?
I always said I'd never follow in Dad's footsteps, but I've done it now. And I like it, and the money's great, so there we go. What's a good idea, Matthew? We're so pleased you're showing such initiative.
Was this your idea?
First I've heard of it.
Oh, come on, Dad, you knew it was coming. I've been on that stall all week.
He spun me some yarn about the heating having packed up at school. When I found out, I put a stop to it.
I only went in today to tell him I was leaving. I spent the rest of the day in the library boning up on tax and national insurance and whatnot.
Matthew.
Don't try and talk me out of it.
Go and do the dishes.
It's my birthday.
Go and do the dishes. Well.
I wish you'd sit down and relax.
I wish you'd tell me what's going on.
Now, what might be going on?
I don't know, but you're keeping a secret from me, and I don't like it.
Sounds like you're about to be put out of your misery. Thanks very much.
Nick, what the...
Thank you. It's got to be a little bit better than pizza, don't you reckon? I'll just go and get some knives and forks.
Oh, I get it. I made him do it, did I?
Well, none of this started till he met up with you again.
Come off it, Susan. He's been giving us aggravation since he was 3 years old.
Do you know how much it took to persuade him to go back to school in the first place? He spent 3 weeks with you and look what happens.
Why is it, no matter what it is, that everything somehow ends up being my fault?
I was after Kathy.
She's over at the Vic playing darts. I'm babysitting. You can catch her over there if you want.
No, it doesn't matter.
Any message?
It's just about the community play. Nothing urgent, it can wait.
I'll tell you called then, shall I?
Really, it doesn't matter. Thanks anyway.
That's 3 and 1 makes 4.
Somebody ain't got their mind on the job tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pat. All this stuff with Ian and everything, I just can't concentrate.
Sure, that's all it is.
That's enough, isn't it? Do you want another one?
No, I'm all right.
And then my dad said to Ian, do you want this fist down the back of your throat? No one talks to my daughter like that.
What's Ian say?
Nothing, he was that scared.
I hope you have kids one day.
Why is that?
You'll find out.
H?
You lose.
What was the word then?
There you go. Your turn to think of a word.
Do you want some more brandy?
Why not? Since it's my last night of freedom.
For the last time, there is nothing to worry about. The judge is on our side. I can't wait to see his face, you know.
What, the judges?
Ian's, you idiot.
Do you know what? I feel sorry for him.
Don't start.
No, I do. He's always tried so hard to beat somebody. He's just pathetic.
Chip shop king of Walford gets a battering.
Cheers. To us and the kids.
To the future.
To freedom.
Oh, congratulations.
What for?
You're on time. I thought you was going for the hat-trick. I didn't mean for your darts, love. Did we get hammered or what?
Listen, Pat.
No, it's all right. It's only a game. Don't worry about it. Leave that to the men.
It's not about the darts. You know, Cindy's court case was adjourned yesterday. Well, Ian's nerves are a bit shot. I told him I'd go with him.
Fine.
I'd have to go till 10.
No, it's fine.
I feel really bad about dumping you in it again.
Kathy, you do the same for me, love. Who's looking after the twins?
Peggy and Tiffany.
How about Cindy gets what she deserves? Not that she ain't got it coming. Oh, don't just mean for snatching the kids either.
I don't deserve you.
No, I don't deserve you. Meantime, business as usual.
Grant, are you decent? Got a cup of tea for you here, love. Grant!
Thanks, Peggy. I'll take that if you like. And I'll tell you what, if there's no one in the pot, I won't say no. This is the worst place you could be. You're right under the arch and in the shadow. You've been missing out on half your trade.
It wasn't my decision.
Who's your dad? You should be using that.
It's his way of punishing me.
Your daddy want you to do well.
Well, I've packed in school.
So you're doing this full time then?
What do you have to do to get a regular picture out of it?
Leave till you're 150.
But you're a regular.
I'm not. I'm a casual, just like you.
How come? I've never seen you queuing.
Let's just say your dad's a very kind man.
A cup of tea, please.
All right, coming up.
I called round the house last night.
Yeah, Phil said something about a community play.
Did he suspect anything?
What's there to suspect after the way you snuck out the other morning?
I just want to clear the air, that's all.
It's going to have to wait.
Mummy, you ready?
Right, just come in, love, right. Pat, could you get Alexia a cup of tea, please?
Yeah, of course. Hope it goes well, love.
Thanks. Right, I'll see you later.
Here, Vicar. Good news. What is it, video shop manager? Hey? I'm just trying to point out that I've got a name.
What? Sorry, Alex. Ambushed Tony Hills this morning. Turns out he once helped build the sets for his school play.
Sorry?
So how much more qualified do you want? I've told him he's in charge, so that's everyone now. You and me, joint producers.
Producers?
Julie, writer stroke director. Bianca, costumes. Tony, sets. All systems go.
Aren't we forgetting something?
Like what?
Like a cast, for instance?
No problem. There's me for a start. And I'll see what I can do.
Hello?
Oh, so that's the wicked mother, is it?
That's her.
Clearly trying to make the effort, but she still looks like a tart.
Okay, what have you got to remember?
To look sorry.
Good girl. Good girl. And if you can manage it, a few tears wouldn't go amiss at the appropriate moment, particularly when the children are mentioned.
I'll do my best.
Look away, Mum. It's not worth it. Oh, hang on. There's Mr. Walker.
What are you doing here?
I'm just shadowing Polly's reporter.
Would you mind if I have a quick word? think you're doing?
I didn't choose it. We go where we were sent.
Don't you think Ian's going through enough at the moment without it being splashed all over the papers?
If it wasn't us, it'd be somebody else.
Your family!
We're just here to report the facts, that's all.
Think you're self-lucky your dad's not around, because there's certainly have a thing or two to say about it.
Suddenly the pensioners' tea dance and raffle seems very appealing. This is Mr. Walker, my solicitor.
Oh, pleased to meet you.
Hello.
Any news?
Well, from what I can gather, we're in a similar position as we were yesterday.
So the adjournment was a complete waste of time?
Except the CPS are determined to press ahead.
Oh, excellent.
So it's good news, then?
Very good news.
The Crown against Cindy Beale into court, please.
Here we go again.
Come to collect me money.
All ready and waiting. How was the babysitting?
Oh, it's fine, thanks.
I wonder what the missus would have thought about it if she'd known what you'd been up to only that morning.
I think there's things me and you need to talk about.
Isn't it best if we just forget all about it, Phil? All that adrenaline and whatnot. People do funny things.
I'm not talking about that. You said you wanted to keep it just a business. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Fair enough.
But there's no disrespect to you or anything. I mean, you're a tough lady, but if I was running a pub or something and somebody came round demanding money with menaces, I wouldn't be expecting them to wear a skirt and high heels.
Well, don't wear them then. It's you they're supposed to be frightened of.
But next time there's going to be no Geordie and Cyril. Someone might decide to kick up a bit. Believe it or not, I quite like my face the way it is.
You think we need another tough guy?
Well, don't you?
There's a couple of blokes on the staff, but they tell the old man everything. Wouldn't be worth it.
So we need someone we can trust.
I think I know what's coming. Your brother, right?
Well, maybe 5 years ago, but he's too much of a softie these days. He wouldn't touch it.
Really?
Besides, this is my party, not his.
So who then?
Well, there's this Irish geezer been hanging around the last couple of weeks.
Not Connor Flaherty.
You know him?
He did a bit of plumbing for me.
Well, he fancies himself a bit, but if I was going to have a ruck, he's a geezer I'd want in with me.
I didn't realise he was a mate of yours.
Well, he's not. But he could be. You into it?
I'll speak to him if you like.
No, I'll take care of it.
All rise.
Cindy Beale? Are you Cindy Beale of 18 Rosewood Avenue, London, NW3?
Yes.
Cindy Beale, you are charged on this indictment with one count of parental child abduction, namely that you, being a person connected with the undermentioned children, did on the 17th of October 1996 take two children, namely Stephen Beale and Peter Beale, from Albert Square out of the United Kingdom without the appropriate consent, contrary to the provisions under Section 1 of the Child Abduction Act 1984.
Before the arraignment is completed, are there any developments?
Who's that?
Prosecuting counsel is on our side.
Your Honour, I've been in communication with the DPP, and it's their decision to proceed.
Very well.
So what happens now?
Cindy pleads not guilty and it gets referred for trial at a later date.
Cindy Beale, to this count, do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
You what?
Silence. Ian, sit down.
I don't get it.
Neither do I.
That's good, isn't it?
It's not good at all. What happens now?
The case proceeds. I don't think even Dayton knew about this.
Mr. Dayton?
Your Honour, the plea has come as something of a surprise to the prosecution. If I could request a short adjournment.
Mr. Dayton, you've had several weeks in which to prepare your case. If you're not ready now, you never will be. Proceed.
Yes, Your Honour. The facts of the case are these. The defendant, Cindy Beale, who is married to Ian Beale, took two of her children, Stephen and Peter, on the Eurostar train out of London. This was done without the prior knowledge or consent of the father and came against the following background.
You have to. What? Can't you sit somewhere else?
It's because of him you gave me the lousiest picture on the market.
I'm getting enough aggravation as it is. I don't need this.
I bet you wish I weren't your son sometimes, don't you?
Certainly today I do, yeah.
Now, if I was someone else's son, then it might be different.
You what?
But I don't know, say if I was Carol Jackson's son, for instance. There might be a whole different story.
What's Carol Jackson got to do with anything?
Well, can't be still for too long, Dad. See you later, mate.
Whilst in Italy, Mrs. Beale went to great lengths to cover her traces. For almost a year, all inquiries proved fruitless, during which time Mr. Beale remained entirely ignorant of his two sons' welfare. Finally, a communication was received which furnished Mr. Beale with sufficient clues to discover his wife's whereabouts, which enabled Mr. Beale, after a careful search, to find the defendant and recover the children and bring them back to England. As Your Honour will see, the Crown accepts that Mrs. Beale has no previous convictions.
Mr. Hawthorne?
Your Honour, the facts of the case, as outlined by my learned friend, might lead one to regard my client as a heartless creature, devoid of human sympathies, combining the carnal appetites of a Messalina with the moral sensibilities of a Lucretia Borgia.
What's he on about?
The truth is that Mrs. Beale's marriage had, right from the start, been one of convenience. It may now seem curiously anachronistic, even old-fashioned, but she was anxious that her first child should not be born out of wedlock. That was her sole motive in marrying him.
Take no notice, he's only doing his job.
Now, that may well have been a mistake, but she's had to live with the consequences of it for the last 8 years. Mr. Beale might be thought to be the innocent victim in all this. That is not the case. At his hands, Mrs. Beale suffered 6 years of abuse and manipulation.
I'm going to say something in a minute.
Which is not to say that Mr. Beale was ever physically violent towards her. But there are other kinds of violence. The fact is that Mrs. Beale experienced her marriage as one of mental and spiritual torture, living with a man whose determination to subject her to his overpowering will turned her life into a living hell. His desire for control, his mood swings, his emotional outbursts and temper tantrums left her feeling anguished and trapped.
Have a pint, please, Peggy. Hey, make that a pint, Mum. It's on me. I was just wondering where we could have a little chat.
My client has no previous criminal convictions, and I would urge Your Honour to bear in mind that there is shortly to be a hearing in the civil courts to determine the custody of the children. A prison sentence now would surely severely prejudice the outcome of that hearing, and would, moreover, further punish the innocent victims of this sorry story, upon whose welfare this court should be placing its highest priority. I mean, of course, the children. Surely they have already suffered enough. This court is concerned with justice, not revenge. A sentence that is tempered with mercy will be the most satisfactory outcome all round, so that the wounds of this sorry, tragic business can at last be allowed to heal.
Cindy Beale, do you have anything to say?
Only that I love my children and I'm very sorry. That's all.
Well, I'll need to consider this case very carefully. We'll adjourn till this afternoon, and I'll deliver the sentence of the court at 2 p.m. In the meantime, Mrs. Beale, the law demands that I withdraw your bail. You'll be held in custody downstairs in the cells until this afternoon.
All rise.
What's going on?
Not here.
Well, we're talking about security. Pubs, clubs, shops, restaurants. What's funny?
We're talking about a protection racket, right?
We're talking about offering security.
Yeah, well, in Ireland they call a spade a spade.
So you know what I'm saying?
They get cash at the general thrift, yeah?
Well, it strikes me that you're the sort of fella that can handle himself all right.
I don't like violence.
I don't think Ian Bill does either.
Well, that was different. That was my daughter.
Well, we're not talking about violence anyway. You look the part, that's the main thing.
I don't do this kind of thing for peanuts.
Well, who said anything about peanuts? Are you interested?
Once I know exactly what kind of nuts we are talking about.
Well, you'll have to talk to my partner about that.
Who is?
She runs a market cellar down the road.
Annie Palmer? Yeah, she said she knew. You into it? I could be. He's signing on at the moment. For Eastenders. Well, from Monday you could be working part-time at the Arches. That way we keep the tax man off your back and the DSS won't be wondering where the sharp suits and the fancy motors come from all of a sudden. Beginning to like the sound of this? Well, I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Oh, that's nice.
What is?
I'm feeling that Connor. He's such a nice lad. Good to see Phil finding his feet again and making some new friends.
Sorry, I'm late.
Oh, that's all right, love. The kids are upstairs playing and I've been putting my head round the door every 5 minutes. Get what you was after?
Yeah, thanks.
So ready some massage rolls then? Smells nice. Well, if you're going to be doing this course, you're going to need someone to practice on, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, you can do it this afternoon if you like. Might give you a head start.
She's going to get off. I just got this feeling.
So she's got a smooth-talking lawyer. Judges know all about that. They take that into account. What we'll be looking at now is the facts.
And you know so much about the law, don't you?
Don't start taking it on me. I'm just trying to help.
Well, he wasn't able to talk much. He's got a meeting about another case.
Well, so what do you think?
On the balance of probability, she should still go down.
The balance of probabilities. Yesterday it was odds on.
The guilty plea does change things somewhat.
I saw the look that Nick gave her when she was being taken down.
You can't read too much into that.
Look, let me be frank with you. It's not unknown for a judge in a case like this to give an indication of a possible sentence.
You mean her barrister's been tipped a wink? I mean, I thought that was illegal.
It's not illegal, no. It's not often done. Sometimes it's recorded formally, but it does give off a nasty whiff.
Are you telling me this whole thing's a stitch-up?
Ian, please, calm down. I'm merely speculating. But it's as well that you should be warned in advance.
Ian.
What?
I know this is probably a bad time to mention it, but what time did you tell Peggy you picked the children up?
12 o'clock. Oh, no.
I'm going to have to go back, love. She's got a pub to run.
So I'm going to be all on my own, am I?
No sign of Ian?
No, I thought it'd all be over by now.
What must Kathy be going through? Look, can you go and check on the kids this time? My legs aren't up to it.
Right, sure.
Right. How you doing?
Right, that's 3, 4, and another one makes 5.
Very kind.
Hello again. Irene, we met at Christmas.
Oh, sorry, yeah, of course.
If you ask me to buy you alcohol, we can forget it. It caused me enough trouble as it is.
I think it's about time you started being nice to me.
What's that supposed to mean?
Bianca Jackson.
Who specifically have you been talking to?
Dan, you think it's a secret. Everybody knows. Ask anyone.
I'm not even going to discuss this.
So you're not perfect. Every now and then, you bend the rules a bit. People understand. But she's not even related, and her mum don't even live here no more.
Look, it was nothing to do with her mother, right? The girl needed a break, and I'm a nice guy. And this is what you get.
I'm on your side, mate. Just, I wouldn't want the council to hear about it.
Are you blackmailing me?
Well, like the sound of movies, blackmail is a very nasty word. Who's to know?
You're going to cost me my job.
So that means I won't be under the bridge tomorrow, and there'll be no more queuing, yeah? Good man.
Sorry if I'm late. Yeah, the kid's all right.
Tiffany's upstairs with him now. Where's Ian?
He can't make it. Cindy's gone and pleaded guilty. She's been sentenced this afternoon.
What?
I'll tell you all about it upstairs.
Hello, son. Come and join me and Irene. I'll buy you a drink. We were just discussing the trials of being a parent.
Another time, Dad. I'll see you later.
It's not marriage yours, is it?
Only to the church.
Oh, snap.
Who are we talking about now?
My daughter. They don't realise, do they?
Realise what?
When they were little, we were too tired to enjoy it. I always told myself, one day, there'll be other chances. One day, I'll have grandchildren. And yet, here we are.
Oh, give him a chance. I mean, how old are they, for goodness sake?
Yeah, one thinks she's the Virgin Mary.
Oh, she'd been engaged.
That was never going to work out. My mother knows. And my son.
What about him?
As you said earlier, it's the cross I have to bear.
I don't get you.
Once upon a time, they stayed firmly in the closet. It was a private matter. Nowadays, they seem to want to flaunt it.
You mean he's gay?
He seems to think so. Everybody knew before me. I was the last one to be told, and I'm his mother. You think you know your children. The truth is, you don't know anything about them at all.
Cindy Beale, you've pleaded guilty to the offence of child abduction. Parliament has decided that this offence carries a prison sentence of up to 7 years. Certainly, no judge can take this offence lightly. However, the special circumstances of this case demand that I take a more lenient view. I've studied very carefully the evidence of the Crown, which shows beyond any doubt that you abducted these children, making your plea right and inevitable. Nevertheless, I find nothing to suggest that you were ever anything but a good and devoted mother. To send you to prison would be to deprive these children of the love and care that they are owed.
Excuse me, a good
You
and
will sit
devoted
down
mother,
at
so
once.
devoted, but she dumps the kids with anyone but 11 while she goes round the corner and has it off with her boyfriends. I mean, why doesn't somebody ask me? I'm her husband. I'm the one who's suffered in all this. I mean, she's only devoted to herself. She's never given a damn about me or the kids.
Mr. Beale, I'm sensitive to your situation, but you must sit down and remain silent, or I'll find you in contempt of court. Cindy Beale, you are conditionally discharged for a period of 2 years.
What?
Mr. Beale, sit down. I've told you once. I'll not tell you again. A conditional discharge means that if at any time during the next 2 years you were to reoffend, you will be brought before this court again. And I think I can say with some confidence that the likelihood...
This is a travesty.
Mr. Beale, will you
She stole
please...
my kids.
Mr.
She put
Beale,
me and my
you are
little girl for a
straining
year
my
of hell not
patience.
knowing where the boys were. I mean, have you got kids? Have you
Mr.
got any idea
Beale,
what that
this
was
is a
like,
court
what I
of
went
law,
through?
not
And you're
a
giving her a
football
conditional discharge?
stadium.
I mean,
Mr.
who
Beale-
put you up to it, eh? Somebody been lying in your pockets?
You are in
Why did
contempt
she
of
change
court,
her
Mr.
plea?
Beale.
Who put her up to it? Get up with me. You tell me brief the pound for judge, did you? I mean, how much is it these days? Don't they pay you enough already?
Mr. Beale, you will be taken down to the cells for a period of mature reflection on your behavior. When your temper has cooled a little, you will be brought before me, and I will give you the opportunity to apologize to this court. If you fail to do so, the consequences will be serious. Take him down.
I think I once loved you.
Is it about Mum, though?
Well, I'm looking after the kids.
I see.
What did you want, anyway?
Well, we didn't get to have a conversation this morning.
Come in.
I understand you wanted to have a word.
Oh, yeah. Come in. Where's Phil?
Attending to a call of nature.
Sit down. Well?
The situation has been explained.
Good.
Well, well.
Well, what?
Well, nothing.
I think if I'm going to be your boss, you've got to stop looking at me like that.
Like what?
Just don't. All right?
Anything you say, boss.
Thought I told you to wait.
Didn't realise it was an order.
Door's open. Forget it. Connor tells me you've brought him up to date.
And he's into it. If we can get the money sorted out. Thought it'd be an idea to fix him up with a job, so he's going to the Archies on Monday to meet Ricky.
Good.
Said, if we can get the money sorted out.
Now, there's a man with all the right instincts.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's talk turkey.
I saw you going to the pub, actually, when I followed you disappeared.
Well, I was probably upstairs collecting the children.
All right.
So?
I don't know how to put this.
Look, we're both embarrassed.
That wasn't it.
You're a vicar, for goodness sake.
Sometimes I hate that dog collar.
Listen to me, I'm saying I understand. You're a vicar, and vicars don't have affairs with married women.
You'd be surprised.
Well, they're not supposed to.
No. I just wanted to say I feel bad about leaving the way I did the other morning. It was a cowardly thing to do, and I'm not proud of myself.
Well, it's probably for the best.
I wouldn't want you to think I'm making a habit out of this sort of thing.
I never thought you did.
I've been going a bit crazy the last couple of days, to tell the truth. Even thought of jacking it all in at one point.
Jacking what in?
The church, everything. It's all right, I'm not going to. I'm good at being sensible. Well, most of the time these days.
So?
Oh, it sounds pathetic. But I want us to be friends.
Sure.
I wouldn't want you to think that,
Think what?
that I regret it, because I don't.
But?
But?
Well, I don't regret it either.
growing up's all about realising you're not going to get everything you want in this life.
Yeah. And we're both grown-ups, aren't we?
Oh, it's a pity.
Hello? What sort of bad news? Oh, no, where is he now? Yes, yeah, I'm still here. Well, the trouble is I've got the kids to look after. No, it's all right. I'll be along. I'll just sort something out, okay? Yeah, thanks.
What happened?
Ian's solicitor. Cindy's been let off with conditional discharge. Ian's gone berserk. Now he's down in the cells on contempt of court.
I'm sorry. What can I do? I offered to give you an hug.
Not that I don't need one. But like you said, growing up's all about realising you're not going to get what you want. Listen, I'm going to have to find someone to look after the kids.
I'd be very happy to do what I can.
Don't be daft. I'll get Phil or Pat or someone. Look, I think you better go.
Take care.
And you.
I'll see myself out.
Grant, the boiler on the central heating's making that funny noise again. Can you come and have a look? Grant? Oh, sorry, I didn't realise. Oh, sweetheart.
Happy now?
Yeah, very happy. Don't worry about the boiler, it can wait. Well, I'll leave you to it then, shall I?
What's happened?
Nothing yet.
All rise.
I hope that your period in the cells have given you some time for reflection, Mr. Beale. Do you have anything you wish to say to me?
How can you call this justice?
Mr. Beale, I'm not anxious to make an issue of this. Please think before you speak.
I'm sure you're not anxious to make an issue out of this, because what I said was the truth. And I'm supposed to apologise for telling the truth, am I? Well, I'm not going to apologise. In fact, I'm going to demand a full inquiry into what's gone on in this courtroom today, because there's a stink about this place. And it's a stink of corruption. And that stink, I regret to say, Your Honour, starts with you.
Ian Beale, you're in contempt of court and you have said nothing to make me ignore this. Since you've made allegations of an extremely offensive nature against me personally, which I might add are totally unfounded, it would be quite wrong, obviously, for me to deal with this case. For justice to be done and your case to be considered objectively, your contempt will have to be dealt with by a judge against whom you've made no allegations. And I therefore disqualify myself from dealing with this case. You will remain in custody overnight and be brought back before this court again in the morning when an impartial judge will decide what to do with you. Take him down.
You what? You can't do that. I've got 3 kids to look after. If anyone should be going down, it's her.
Ian!
The hottest performance gear for the Winter Olympics and fish roast skin cream, but who's wearing it? The Clothes Show on BBC One in a moment.